Kia ora, no mai haramai to Queenstown Ice Arena, home of ice hockey's Trans-Tasman Challenge Series, presented by Queenstown Resort College. Now, it was here last night that the New Zealand Ice Blacks, in fact, made team history by defeating the Australian Mighty Roos and back-to-back series for the first time. Trust me, things have sure come a long way since 1987, when the Aussies, in fact, defeated New Zealand 58-0, and for the longest time, that actually was a world record. But now, fast forward to 2019, here at the QRC Winter Games, presented by our good mates at Forsyth Barr. Of course, there is still plenty on the line here, one game to go. New Zealand, they're going to be looking to get those brooms out, complete the sweep, while the Aussies, on the other hand, they're going to be doing everything in their power to try and stop that from happening. Joining me now from the commentary box is our mates Joel Rindelab and Casey Lucas. Guys, take us through what happened last night.
Thanks, Logan. It was one heck of a back-and-forth game, and things got started for the Aussies early with McKenzie stripping the puck straight away, and then his teammate Pat Naden goes straight to the net to clean home the garbage.
This is the strategy that you would see the Roos employ all night long, and it paid off for them.
But as we will see all night long, the Ice Blacks would battle back each and every time, and here we see a nice, dangerous shot by Matt Schneider beating the goaltender Charlie Smart glove side. But Australia, as they would do, would get the lead right back here as a shot right on, and once again crashing the net is Jonathan Bremner to put home the 2-1 lead. And once again, back and forth we go, and here's Andre Kozak for the Ice Blacks with some great patient work here to get around Bert Malloy and finding Benjamin Gavois backdoor for the goal.
That was just a textbook feed there. Couldn't have been a prettier pass there from Kozak during his debut.
So it was 2-2 after one, and then Australia got right back to it here as they once again throwing the puck towards the net. A little bit of confusion and a great pass between the legs here by Miettinen to find Dawes for the open goal.
Look at that hand-eye coordination there from Miettinen.
So that put the Aussie side up once again. And of course, the Ice Blacks dug deep and battled back. Here on the power play, we saw Matt Schneider once again cleaning it up in front, getting home a rebound goal.
That top line, that top power play unit, potent combination there of Liam Stewart and Matt Schneider.
So this tied it up 3 apiece. And then in the waning seconds of this second period, the Ice Blacks got right back to it as we had an odd man break right off the transition here as Andre Kozak was able to find Gavois for his second of the night.
Those two just looked pretty as could be, reading one another's minds practically. It's a great thing to see. And again, Kozak playing his Ice Blacks debut this weekend.
Gavois made no mistake about that one on the breakaway. So going into the third, it was 4-3 Ice Blacks lead. And once again, the transition game was strong as Liam Stewart intercepted a pass going coast to coast and goes bar down here for the 5-3 game closing goal.
Stewart actually beat every single Roos defender on that rush, and that 5-3 ended up being the game's final score.
And that sealed the deal as the Ice Blacks clinched that Trans-Tasman Challenge Cup, the historic victory, defending their title, of which they won here last year in Queenstown Ice Arena. So let's take a look at the Australian side and see what they can do to avoid the sweep tonight.
So the Aussies are going to be looking back to Dane Davis in net. Davis, of course, playing with the Newcastle North Stars out of the AIHL. He had a great performance in the first game.
And then we have Rob Hazelhurst on the defense, who was the player of the game yesterday for the Roos. He's had a solid weekend, been all over the ice, and offensive defenseman really making things happen for the Roos. We also have a very strong lineup here with Miettinen and Dawes doing some good work with some large bodies, with Virasov as well, who's had the puck on a string this whole series, it seems like.
Absolutely, it's like there's 2 of him out there.
And look for Kieran Webster as well. The young 22-year-old has also been able to make some moves here, and I think the Roos are going to look for basically this whole forward lineup to step up, even though they have done such a good job of maintaining possession throughout the series. Just a few bounces that haven't really gone their way.
Now, they had some rough puck luck yesterday, and the Ice Blacks, every single time they had even the slightest opportunity, they pounced on them.
That's right, and this side is coached by Matti Luoma, the Finnish native, doing a great job here with the Roos. And let's go back to Logan.
Bert, beautiful day here in Queenstown. Of course, it's the last day for this series, the last day for the Mighty Roos here in New Zealand. What did you get up to? I saw a bit of luge. Is that something you guys love to do?
Yeah, we did it last year for the first time, so I think there was like 8 of us that went up there. Had a day of Mario Kart. We got like the 6 ride pass, so it's always fun. From there, we went and got a Ferg pie, and Ferg burger pie, I should say, and then went and played 18 holes of Frisbee golf, so overall pretty active day.
It seems like, yeah, you ticked all the tourist boxes today. What was the highlight? I mean, I've always wanted to do the Frisbee golf.
Yeah, the Frisbee golf was really cool. There was a lot of laughs, but the highlight of my day was winning the majority of the races in the luge.
Yeah.
I was the overall champion.
Now, yeah, I heard Kieran Webster say that it is a bit like Mario Kart. You know, like, why is that?
It just comes down to a bit of competition, I guess.
Yeah.
Boys will be boys, but I think Kieran was the same one that had the banana in his backpack ready to throw at us. So.
I love that. Now, coming to with this game tonight, you know, how hungry are the Mighty Roos to get one back from the Kiwis?
Yeah, it's a good way of putting it. First couple games, I thought we played well. I think we could have won those 2 games, so overall disappointment. But coming into tonight, if we can win tonight, we can salvage this trip and, you know, get something out of it, right?
Yeah, and of course, last night, Rob Hazelhurst, great game, awarded team MVP for you guys. Who else in this roster do you think had a good series so far that's really shone?
I think young guys like Liam Manwaring are really stepping up, making a push. You know, guys, they need to find a distinguishable difference in order to make this team. Other than that, I think we're playing well up front. Vadim has a lot of puck possession. You know, Wahib is always so slippery, so, you know, coming into tonight, I think we all can raise it up a little bit, though.
And we're back here, so you can tell that Bert Malloy really is going to try to get out there and avoid the sweep. And here's what the Ice Blacks will be throwing at us. Going back to Rick Perry in goal. The veteran goaltender has been strong and a stabilizing force back there, so look for him to continue in this 3rd game.
Well, there's no reason for the Ice Blacks not to go with their rested goalkeeper. Now, we are going to be having a few players riding the pine tonight. Braden Lee, Connor Harrison, and Andre Kozak are all going to get the night off.
And we'll have a few more adjustments in the lineup as we're going to see maybe some forward play by a couple of defenders, Ollie Hay and Kahu Joyce. And I'm sure those guys are going to be excited to see what they got on that front end there.
Indeed. Oliver Hay plays for the Botany Swarm up in Auckland. He's known for being a bit of a pesky player on the ice, and it'll be interesting to see what he can manage on the forecheck.
He definitely has the hands and the speed to play up front, so that will be fun to watch, I'm sure. It'll be a very, very deep lineup as well, as we've got Benjamin Gavois, and he had a couple goals last night, really showing a strong presence here for the Ice Blacks here up front.
Indeed, and we're also going to have a couple of the younger players joining from the lineup. We've got Benjamin Harford from the Dunedin Thunder, and also Mason Kennedy out of Canterbury.
Yeah, Mason Kennedy making his debut here on the senior team, and just 22 years old, so it's good to get these younger guys a little bit of action, and I think they've done well with the challenge.
Indeed. Mason Kennedy, of course, he's got a brother who's been playing with the under-20s as well. Ice hockey in New Zealand is definitely a family sport.
We also have Dale Harrop, who we'll hear from in Logan just a little bit, but he's also a veteran on this team who's played for a few different sides here in the NZIHL.
Oh, absolutely. We've got guys like Dale Harrop, guys like Michael Atwell and Robin Bortanoff. It feels like they've been in this league. Well, they've definitely been with it as long as I've been working here, and I've been here since 2012.
So let's go to Logan where he caught up with Dale earlier.
All right, Dale, with another long season ending with the Trans-Tasman Challenge Series, what does it mean to come to Queenstown and try and, you know, sweep the Mighty Roos?
Oh, I mean, it's obviously a pretty big deal for us. You know, we only get to play them, you know, this one time a year, so we take it pretty seriously. And, you know, we've been lucky in these past 2 games. We've worked pretty hard, and it's kind of come out in our favour. So, yeah, obviously we're aiming to get the sweep tonight, so we'll be coming out firing.
It's been very tight this whole series. I mean, what would it mean to kind of see New Zealand and Australia in the same division in the HHF? Is that the dream?
Yeah, I think we've played them a couple times in past divisions, but, you know, they've obviously moved up in the past couple of years, so we've been separated. It's huge. I think it's great for the sport in general in terms of this side of the world, getting them in the same division, so I think it'd be a great asset to the game.
Now this series, it's a great opportunity for players to kind of showcase their talents to the coaches, to the selection team, to try and get a spot there on 2020 to Iceland. Who are some guys out there on the Ice Blacks roster that you think have really made a name for themselves?
I think there's definitely two defensemen that I think have stepped up in this past couple of games, and that's Mason Kennedy and Ben Harford. I think they've performed really well. You know, that's like debut for Ben Harford yesterday, and I think he played amazing. So I think those guys are really going to step up tonight, hopefully as well, and really make an impression on the coach for next year. So yeah, I think they've done really well.
And of course, they're rolling some changes with the Ice Blacks. Speaking of defensemen, you got a couple slotting back into forward with Oliver Hay and Kahu Joyce. How excited are they to get back out there and try and score some goals?
Yeah, I think it is kind of good. Those guys definitely bring a lot of energy, and you know, they're not small either. So I think they'll definitely be bearing down on the Australian defensemen. So I think they're excited to really put the pressure on those guys. So I think they're taking the opportunity to play a bit of a different position, and both of them have played forward before. So I think it'll just be hopefully just slot back into it.
And speaking of size, you know, the Australians haven't been afraid to throw their body around, their weight around, and neither of the Ice Blacks, of course. Are you expecting more of that tonight as they trying to do everything they can to stop you guys from sweeping them?
Yeah, I think, you know, they're a very proud team, so I don't think they're going to just like lie down and just take this easy. They'll be coming out firing, and we saw that towards the end of the last game, so I think, yeah, they'll be coming out very strong and probably try and make a physical presence early. So we're just going to have to be prepared and try and just do the exact same. So yeah, it should be a big game.
And we are back here at Queenstown Ice Arena. I'm Joel Rindelog alongside Casey Lucas and Logan Swinkles, bringing you all the action here for the third test between the Ice Blacks and the Mighty Roos. Now, Casey, we have never seen a sweep of the Roos in this series. What do they got to do tonight to avoid that?
Well, as of period 1 of last year's final game, it looked like the Ice Blacks were readying the brooms. However, the Roos mounted a ridiculous comeback effort. They were down 3-1 in the first period and ended up scoring 5 unanswered goals. If they can bring that kind of fire to tonight's game, I reckon they'll be able to meet the Ice Blacks blow for blow.
That is certainly what they are hoping for here.
Thank you very much to Tanya Pym. She's our anthem singer here in Queenstown Ice Arena. Always a beautiful rendition of our national anthem.
This crowd, Queenstown, they've packed it out here at the Ice Arena. They were in full voice, and I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more of it tonight.
So here we go, getting ready for Game 3. Even though this series has already been decided in favor of New Zealand, a lot to play for yet. Pride is on the line for Australia, trying to avoid that sweep and really trying to dig deep with that little bit shorter bench to really get something going here in this third test.
Absolutely, and some of the players who were the heroes in last year's comeback for the Aussies are still on the ice tonight. Look out for Jamie Woodman, look out for Bert Malloy, and I believe Captain Liam Webster actually scored the opening goal of that comeback for Australia.
Yeah, Liam Webster did a great job in that game, a stabilizing force as the captain. Put home just a couple rockets that beat Chaba, who was the goaltender last night for the Ice Blacks. So just a few moments before we get ready here.
Yeah, you can really see the game face here on the boys in black. And staying loose, keeping cool, and I'm pretty sure the gravity of the situation, this is going to mean everything to them to be able to do this and try and not have Australia take one out, because so far it's been such a close battle between these two sides. There's almost nothing splitting them, and I can't wait for this to get underway, guys.
Well, you're absolutely right about that. In fact, I would say, if anything, the ice has been tilted in the Roos' favor. It's just that the Ice Blacks have come out with a couple victories that have been close all the way to the end. Just a couple bounces either way, and this could certainly be 2 games in favor of the Roos.
The Roos have had a very strong tournament thus far, and it just seems to be a bit of bad puck luck that's given the Ice Blacks those extra opportunities. Of course, that isn't to disregard the talent on that Ice Blacks lineup either.
Oh, no, of course not, especially with this top line here with Matt Schneider, Liam Stewart, and Jordan Chalice, the latter of the Botany Swarm, the former with both of the Stampede. And they have been electric, putting up heaps of points here thus far. So we are underway here at Queenstown Ice Arena. Game 3 between Australia and New Zealand is underway. And the Ice Blacks will start from their own end. It comes up to Stewart. Now he finds Schneider in open ice. And now Schneider across the blue. Leaves it over towards Chalice. Chalice centering feed towards Schneider, and it goes in. A quick opening goal by that top line, and Matt Schneider is on the scoreboard.
Yeah, you can see the big smile on the face of the big man there. Probably a bit of a shock there to Dane Davis. It's almost a bit like game 1 here. They're going to want to get that one back early.
Yeah, that's a reminiscent performance of their game 1, actually. That quick goals got past Davis, and that was, in fact, the Schneider line as well.
The Roos are going to have to contain that very talented top line of the Ice Blacks if they want to squeak out this third game. So the Ice Blacks will leave that top line on. So 1 shot, 1 goal, all going Ice Blacks way early. Freer will take the puck, try to throw it down into the zone, but it actually went into the Roos bench. So the puck is out of play, and we will get that whistle.
And the Ice Blacks are going to give that top line a rest. And we will see Harrop and Gavois. Harrop taking the face-off against Kieran Webster.
And Webster wins it straight to Boyle. Now over to Liam Webster, no relation. And Strayer has it. Played up the far wall. It's Gavois who tries to put that one off the boards, but instead it comes over to the near corner. Played in by Bremner. Now Virjasov to chase. Centering feed here. But that's broken up by Harrop, and the Ice Blacks are out the other way. Looking for Strayer on the near side. He'll backhand it into the corner where Gavois is there. Leaves it for Strayer again. As Virjasov steers him off the puck. Now Virjasov is able to collect it. And the Roos have some pace the other way. Up to the defenseman Boyle. Boyle with a long shot, but that misses everything. Rebound comes to the far side of the net, and Virjasov once again gets control. Nice little centering feed there, gets through. And it's Pataki, a shot right on and a goal. Kieran Webster in front, redeflects it to the back of the net, and it's 1 apiece.
Yeah, you can see a lot of hustle there from Daniel Pataki, the Sydney Ice-Style defenseman, keeping that puck in the zone, keeping it live. Absolutely crucial to keep this going and put some pressure on the Ice Blacks as they tie it up.
Pataki has stood out for the Roos all tournament long. He is one of the signature puck movers on that team, actually. You can catch him making those nice, crisp outlet passes.
So what has been a theme all series long, the other team responds almost immediately. So we're going to have some back and forth action, it would seem, here in this third test. Now played up the wall for Naden, but that's just in front of him, and Pataki will try to step up. And now McKenzie will just throw it in on the goaltender Perry, and that deflects off his stick over the glass into the netting, and we'll get that whistle.
So at this point, looks like we're going to be pacing about a goal a minute.
Yeah, 2 minutes in and already 2 goals. So a lot of action here for our viewers. It'll be Newmark to take the draw on the right of Perry. And he wins it for the Roos. Naden will play it around the boards. No one quite there. So instead it's Bert Malloy coming in hard. But he falls to the feet. Puck is loose for a moment there in front. And then finally swept aside. Now over towards Newmark. There's a one-time shot, saved by Perry. Played over towards Fraser. And then finally up and out of the zone. And a little bit of a breather here for the Ice Blacks. Ollie Hay doing some work on the offensive end. Forechecking hard here, using that big body of his on the forward side of things. Now Joyce will play one up the wall. And it's finally collected by Stefan Amston. Amston across the line, tries to put a shot on net, but Woodman with a good stick there deflects that one out of play.
Good opportunity here for the Ice Blacks with this offensive zone faceoff. Not that they've needed any offensive help this tournament.
Good solid defensive play there by Jamie Woodman, the captain of the Perth Thunder. Has really been a great force out here for the Roos, someone you can really count on this ice sheet.
And it's great to see him back after taking that big hit from Stewart yesterday.
Yeah, tough character, that is for sure. So top line back out for the Ice Blacks. And instead it's the Roos with control of the puck. That's Miettinen, he'll throw it around. Perry's forced to stop it, and he'll try to play it himself up the wall, but that actually ran into a player and is still stuck in the far corner. Now Chalice has it. He's looking for Liam Stewart, but Darge with a nice play to bat that out of midair and keep it in the zone. Now Hazelhurst tries to put it up the wall, but that ran into Stewart, and he'll just bring it back out to center. Pass was looking for Darge. And now Darge able to get it up towards Miettinen. Miettinen will stop in the far corner, but he's pressured by two Ice Blacks. And then finally it played back up towards Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst with a shot, but that misses everything. And in the far corner. Finally played out of the zone. And it looks like both teams will get some fresh legs out here. There's a shot right on, gloved by Perry, so he'll hold on, and we will get a face-off to the left of the goalkeeper.
Perry looking alert early on.
Yeah, a couple goals early where the goaltenders really didn't have much of a chance. Just a couple of quick deflections, one-timers in front, and that's really how you got to beat these two solid goaltenders. So Virjasov in the far corner has that roll off his stick, but the Roos are able to maintain possession here with Kieran Webster. Webster back up to Boyle. There's a shot right on, but Perry will alertly grab that, and once again we will have a stoppage of play.
Australia is utilizing that big shot on Boyle for a lot of playmaking. They don't really care about the accuracy. They just want him to create some funky, greasy rebounds down low.
Well, that worked out for them quite well last night, as throwing it to the puck yielded almost all of their goals. So you got to imagine that's part of their game plan, is to just keep putting pucks on the net and see if you can get bodies in front to make something happen. And here's Virjasov now with the puck. There's a centering feed, was looking for Webster, but that was defended nicely by Gareth McLeish. And it's out of the zone for Liam Webster to chase. Webster trying to catch the Ice Blacks on a change. Couldn't quite hit Kieran Webster. And it's played by the Ice Blacks out. Now back into the zone, it's the captain, Nick Craig. He'll throw it up ice. And it's looking for Fraser Ellis, but Bert Malloy was able to cut that off. Now it's Bremner with the puck. Centering feed towards Newmark. Couldn't quite get much on it and could only deflect it slowly to Perry, and he'll wisely cover up.
Yeah, Perry leapt out to make sure there wasn't going to be any danger on that.
So after a quick explosion to this period, things are starting to settle in a little bit here in Queenstown's Ice Arena. There's a draw. McKenzie with a spinorama attempt, but that's blocked. Down the near corner. McKenzie once again throwing it towards the net. It's Newmark who gets to it. One-timer attempt here is blocked in front. That actually hit Naden. Now Bert Malloy trying to throw some body around, create some havoc in the far corner. And it's up to McKenzie, who able to bat that up there. And his shot caroms all the way out of the zone as he missed the net entirely. It'll be Pataki with the puck. And that's intercepted by Joyce. His shot right on, forcing Davis to make a save from a sharp angle, and we will get a face-off in the Roos zone. And we haven't had many of those yet to open the period.
No, indeed. Now, Kahu Joyce playing on forward, that looks like it is already playing dividends for the Ice Blacks. He's got those quick hands. He can get those snippy little shots away.
Absolutely. So top line back out for the Ice Blacks. And it's played all the way down towards Perry, and this will be an icing. And we will get a face-off back into the Roos zone.
So it looks like we've got a top line versus top line out there at the moment, and that's certainly the anything can happen talent combination.
Absolutely. So still one apiece here, 14:30 remaining. There's a quick shot by Liam Stewart, and Davis had to make a nice blocker save on that wrister. So he appears to be locked in after that quick scare to opening the period. Now played up the wall. It's Woodard with a shot that got through. Perry with a save, then had to just stare away a rebound as that shot was over the net entirely out of play.
So quite a few shots early on in this game. And it looks like the Ice Blacks are going to change up their skaters, and it will be the Harrop line taking the ice.
So there's the nice save. It could have even been a misdirection by Perry. Good quick leg movement by the veteran. Down the near side, it's Boyle. He's unable to control the pass. And it's Strayer trying to fight for position the other way. Instead, we have Webster with the puck. Webster looking for an outlet. Is able to hit Bremner. Now Bremner on the attack. Virjasov makes a move towards the net. He shoots, hits one off the iron. Great opportunity for Virjasov right in the slot, but unable to do much with it, and now Perry will hold on.
Ooh, nice back-to-back glimpses there for the Roos, but rough luck. This is a sort of a microcosm of how this entire test has gone for them. Just the bounces don't seem to be going their way. It is not often you see those ring off the inside iron and bounce right back out again.
Yeah, absolutely. You probably heard it. That ping resounded all around this arena. That was loud. So close.
So the Roos are threatening once again, trying to get something going here in the offensive zone. Instead, it's played to Ellis behind the net. He'll stop and get some breathing room. Now played up, and that misses everyone entirely. But no icing here by some good work to Chris Eden to beat out that icing. Now here's a long shot that's blocked. And the Roos are trying to get something the other way, but that's just ahead of Naden, and he's racing for the puck. Now played up the wall. The Roos are able to gain possession again before turning it over at the far blue line. It'll be Woodman with the puck. Woodman spins off an attack, tries to get one up the wall, and then a second opportunity does finally get it to his man. And now Manwaring. Manwaring trying to wiggle through two defenders, is able to create a turnover here as Woodman has it in the far corner. Woodman and Manwaring doing some work, and we will get a whistle here and a power play opportunity.
That is going to be a hooking call.
2 minutes for hooking. Let's go, boys.
So the Roos will be on the power play here with 12:41 remaining in the first. A 2-minute advantage here to try to get that lead back.
Indeed. And that will be Jackson, Blake Jackson of the West Auckland Admirals, sitting for 2 minutes for the Ice Blacks.
So Dawes take the draw here for the Roos, but he loses it, and Freer's able to clear it up and out of the zone, but only to mid-ice. A little miscommunication here gives the Ice Blacks a chance to send it all the way down.
The Roos power play had some success earlier on in Game 1 and Game 2, but it was looking a little anemic by the end of the second contest.
So Webster with the puck over to Miettinen. He puts one right on, actually hits the cage of Rick Perry. Now he's struggling to get that mask on tight. A heavy shot there, but great positioning by the noggin of Rick Perry to keep that out.
And I believe we're going to have a stoppage of play so Perry can fix his equipment.
Let's see if we can't get a replay of Rick Perry taking one off the dome.
And it looks like he might actually have to swap out masks. They're just checking the buckles on that one to see if it can. No, he's telling the officials it's all right.
I'll tell you, that equipment is very much needed for a goaltender. Sometimes these shots can be coming up towards 140 kilometers per hour, and you need all the padding you can get, especially in that cranium range.
Indeed, and of course Perry traveling down from Auckland might not have a fine selection of backup lids in store.
And it, nonetheless, will be Dawes to take the draw for the Roos. Now Webster, he's got a clapper right on. But that's played behind the net for McLeish. Now Strayer tries to clear the zone, but Boyle's able to bat that out of midair. Now back up towards Dawes. Dawes throws one on, was looking for a tip there as Darge, but he was tied up. And the Roos will try again from the far corner. Now up towards Webster as he corrals a bouncing puck. Now there's another opportunity there, looking for a redirection in front as the stick of Darge is a target here for those Roos. Now back up to Webster. Webster with a shot. That deflects wide. And then played down low. And Boyle once again holding strong at the blue line here for the Roos. Now back to Dawes. Dawes looking for a one-timer backdoor to Webster, but Rick Perry is there to make the save.
Fantastic control in the zone here by the Roos on this power play. Just like last night, they're doing everything right. Their cycling is great. They're drifting in. They're getting closer and closer, getting those inside perimeter shots. But Perry is just slamming the door at the moment.
And looks like Webster didn't quite get as much on that as he had anticipated. And a fluttering puck was easily handled by Rick Perry in great position. It's just 15 seconds remaining on the power play here for the Roos. Now played up to Bert Malloy, the assistant captain here for the Roos. He'll throw one right on, and once again Perry sees that all the way, and he will hold on.
Ice Blacks just taking shot after shot after shot on this power play. The Roos have to be pretty happy with how it's going, except for the fact that Perry once again
shuts the door. That has been a strategy here for the Roos, just trying to get pucks on net, looking like they're trying to get some sort of deflections, misdirections, screens, just to make things a little bit more difficult for Perry, but he's been able to see a couple of these shots cleanly. Once again, the Ice Blacks unable to clear the zone, so some good sustained pressure here by the Roos. That's Virjasov doing some work, and it took 3 Ice Blacks to get the puck off him, but it's played by the Roos now with Kieran Webster. Centering feed gets through everyone. Now at the point. Over towards Virjasov again. He'll go down low looking for Hazelhurst. Instead it's Kieran Webster. Webster up top now. With Woodman with a little drive there that's deflected, but just wide of the net. Now Ollie Hay will try to play it up, and that's intercepted by Hazelhurst. But he's knocked off the puck. And then it's played back down into the Ice Black zone. Actually hit someone coming off the bench, and we'll get a whistle and a little bit of confusion as the refs talk about this, and there may be a penalty here for too many men on the ice.
Indeed, that's going to be an extra man penalty. Now, rough situation there for the Ice Blacks. They were trapped on for that long shift, legs like cement after being out there that long.
So a bit of a sloppy change and an unfortunate bounce of the puck to highlight that for the refs. So the Roos will go back on the power play here in the first. Great puck possession in that first power play, but unable to get a goal out of it. Let's see what they can do here.
Indeed, and it will be Gareth McLeish serving that penalty for New Zealand.
So in the far end, it'll be Miettinen with the puck. Miettinen puts on the brakes. And then a centering feed, one-timer, and a big save by Perry as he had to stop Dawes on a clean shot from the slot. So the Roos is getting some looks here, but so far Perry has stood tall. Out of the near side, it's Dawes. He'll play it over towards Miettinen. Now back to Darge. Darge trying to work a little bit of an overlord in the far corner. And it's Miettinen back to Darge. Darge makes a break towards net. Boyle shoots it back door, and we have a goal.
Boyle was just in perfect position there at the hash marks. I noticed him lurking down there in his office, and I wondered if any defenders were going to notice him, and they just couldn't get to him in time.
Yeah, that was a wonderful sequence of passing there. It was only a matter of time before the Australian power play were able to crack Rick Perry's defenses, and there you have it. Australia are up 2-1.
Just what Australia needed here to try to take that lead back. And a very, very nice play on the power play as Wahib Darge, who's put up heaps of points for Canberra in the Australian League this past season, was able to find Zach Boyle of Adelaide. And just like that, it's a 2-1 game. So Mason Kennedy now behind the net. He'll try to find Ellis, but that's beyond him. And now Bert Malloy for the Roos has it. Tried to go cross ice, but instead it's Ollie Hay who's able to get a piece of that. His throws one right on Davis, but only finds his pad. Now it'll be Naden trying to get some work done. Now Newmark with the puck on the near side. Centering feed here. There's a shot opportunity, but that's blocked by the Ice Blacks. And it'll be Kennedy with the puck. He'll go on the end wall. Up but not out, so Ice Blacks struggling to clear the zone here in this first period. There's Pataki again with a shot as he comes to step up and keep the puck in the zone. And finally the Ice Blacks are able to chip it out, but no further than center ice. Now here's a shot by the defenseman Woodman, but Perry's forced to make a blocker save. And in the far corner it'll be Nick Craig to chase. He can't quite get much on a backhand attempt. And now Kieran Webster with it. There's a shot from a sharp angle. Rebound comes right back to the Roos. It'll be Woodman who leaves it there. It's a long shot right on. Rebound still loose.
Good work, boys. Good
And
work.
Rick Perry will have to hold on that because Kieran Webster was right on the doorstep.
Perry with the starfish save there. Now the Roos are just dialed in on their zone entries at the moment. They've got that passing game. When they're opting to skate it up, they're skating it in beautifully. They are firing on all cylinders at the moment, and the Ice Blacks look noticeably scrambly trying to keep up with them.
That is absolutely correct. The Ice Blacks struggling to break it out of the zone. They're hoping to change that here as they get the top line back out there with Matt Schneider to take the draw. And he wins it cleanly towards Freer, who's able to evade Miettinen. And then Amson will just throw it up the wall towards Stewart. Now Liam Stewart with the puck. He'll just skate it in himself. Tried to flip it back over to Schneider, but that was broken up nicely. Now Roos the other way. It'll be Dawes with the puck. Trying to feed that one to the slot, but Chalice got a stick on it. And it's played out to the blue for Hazelhurst. He'll go to the far side. And it's Wahib. Shot and a goal, and the Roos open up the lead to 2 goals as Miettinen beats Perry glove side off a great feed by Wahib Darge. And we have a 2-goal game.
Once again, that combination of Darge and Miettinen, they were dialed in last night, and their magic is still just as sparkly tonight.
Yeah, I don't think Rick Perry quite saw that one. Maybe slightly screened there by Mitchell Freer as he was trying to retreat back. Bit unfortunate, and I think that's kind of caught New Zealand unawares here in the first period.
And what a fantastic play by Darge to just throw it through his legs, spin-a-rama, make a pass from his knees to find Miettinen, and Miettinen made no mistake. Now Gavois from a sharp angle tries to put one on. Puck is still loose, and what a save by Davis. Sprawled across an open goal as the Ice Blacks tried to answer. Now Gavois back to Harrop. Harrop streaking towards the net, but it just caroms off his stick and back to center ice for Harford. Harford tries to play in the zone, but only finds Webster. And now the Roos are trying to go the other way. Harrop is able to stand up to them. And Gavois now fighting for the puck. But it's Liam Webster who comes out on top. And he'll start from his own end. Now to the far side, it's Webster. He's looking for Virjasov. Now Virjasov trying to do some work in the far corner. And he gets the puck right back. Centered feed looking for Webster here. That was just out of his reach. And now Ellis the other way for the Ice Blacks. He'll throw it around the wall looking for Eden on the near side. Eden will play it down towards Ellis. That's broken up nicely by Pataki. Now he's got some work to do as 3 Ice Blacks are in the vicinity, but he manages to get it up towards Newmark. Now out of the zone. It'll be Kennedy. He goes cross ice towards Ellis. That's broken up by Woodman. And then a pass was looking for McKenzie, but that was behind him and will go travel the length of the ice for the icing.
It is definitely a testament to the stick control on some of these Mighty Roo players that they are winning puck battles against the guys of Christopher Eden.
So let's take a look at that save by Davis. Sprawling across. Great help there by the captain, Liam Webster, to break that up. Otherwise, that was a dangerous spot for your goaltender to be laying flat on the ice.
Indeed.
Now the far side, that's McKenzie. He'll throw it into the zone. where Naden's there to chase. And it's played up the wall and out. Goes all the way back to Hazelhurst. And he'll just throw it right back. And Blake Jackson there with the puck. Doing some work to feed it into the zone for Woodman to chase. Atwell tries to put a body into head, but instead it's Newmark with the puck. He finds Miettinen. Now Miettinen into the zone with some pace. He throws one right on. He rings that one off the iron. So another good opportunity here for the Roos as they seem to be firing on all cylinders. And now the captain Webster with the puck for the Roos. He'll leave it for Hazelhurst. I'm sorry, that's Darge. Darge, some great stick work, gets past Chalice. Then a shot right on, forcing Perry to make a blocker save. And then two players collide in the near corner, and the puck goes straight to Chalice. Chalice in the zone, avoids a big hit from Hazelhurst, but could not keep the puck with him. And it's played out to center for Amsted. He'll chip it into the zone towards Woodman. Then Woodman goes cross ice. Puck is loose for a moment here, and it's Bremner who gets it 2-on-1 here towards Virjasov. Virjasov comes in, shot, and a save made, but it looked like he was hooked from behind, so we'll have a delayed call. There's another shot attempt that goes through everyone, and it's Zach Boyle with the puck. Boyle loses it, and Liam Stewart will touch it up, and we will get that penalty assessed.
Indeed, great save there by Perry. Unfortunate with the hooking call. That is going to be Matt Schneider, who sits for the Ice Blacks. Now, Schneider is known for his stick work all across the NZIHL, and unfortunately that superior reach of his does tend to result in a few of these hooking penalties.
That was a great opportunity for Virjasov in front, so maybe a penalty that you would be okay taking with, because it may have saved a goal. But that potent Roos power play will be back on the attack here, starting with Bert Malloy at the point. Then he'll find Hazelhurst on the far side, down low to Virjasov. Virjasov back to Hazelhurst. He'll throw one right on. But that caroms wide, and it's Harford with it. He'll just try to clear the zone. Takes a nice hop off the wall, and now it's Strayer shorthanded. Strayer going 1-on-3 here, but he loses control of the puck and absorbs a hit by Malloy. Now Malloy spins off Strayer. He's got plenty of room now, so he'll play it up towards Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst will throw it in, and that bounces over Perry's stick, but Harford's there to collect, and he'll send it the length of the ice.
And the Roos are going to change up a few skaters, get some fresh legs on the ice.
Most notably the captain Liam Webster, who's got one cannon of a shot, so the Ice Blacks have to be wary of that. And now Darge to chase. He's able to get that from Kennedy. Sharp angle shot here, but Perry is in good position to make that save as it popped out right to Miettinen.
That was brilliant positioning there from Perry. The puck sometimes takes funny bounces down low, especially if it manages to hit the end boards or the iron down at the bottom of the net.
So just about a minute remaining on this power play here for the Roos, and let's see if they can open up this lead even further. This is exactly what you would want to see if you're an Australia fan. 3 goals so far, and this is their third power play. There's a shot and a big save by Perry, as I'm not sure he even saw that, but it hit him right in the shoulder. Now played up top towards Liam Webster. Webster will go down low as it's Dawes with the puck. Now the Roos opening up some ice here. Backdoor for Boyle. Boyle puts one through, but that just missed wide as he was looking blocker side. Now Webster again at the point. He'll throw one on, and a save made by Perry, who's able to put that in the far corner away from some danger here from the Roos. Now Darge has it. He's looking backdoor. Well, that's broken up by Nick Craig. Now Nick Craig's got some speed. Shorthanded 2-on-1 opportunity. Looking for his Fraser Ellis, but that's broken up by Boyle. Now the Roos have some numbers if they hurry. Played over towards Miettinen. Miettinen didn't get much on it, but it's still loose, and the stick of Perry goes flying. But lucky for him, the Ice Blacks are able to clear the zone and just get a little bit of a respite here as the puck has been in their own end for quite a bit here.
Indeed, so you had those shots flying at Perry, and I have to say, special shout out to Mason Kennedy for being willing to take a knee and try and block one of those shots from Zach Boyle.
So just 1:40 remaining here in this opening period, and it's been all Roos. Far side, that's Woodman on the forecheck. 3 Roos in vicinity, so he'll back up to his spot at the defensive line. And it's finally just chipped out. Now played up to Webster. That's stolen from him, as Chris Eden was trying to do some stick work. Now it's played towards Amston. Amston will just send it all the way down the ice, and that will go for an icing.
Yeah, indeed, that was a bit of an awkward clear there from Amston. Almost looks like he thought he was still on the penalty kill.
It certainly feels that way here for the Ice Blacks, as they have had some serious trouble stringing together passes in the defensive zone and break the puck out.
And indeed, it's felt like that all period long.
Puck played to Blake Jackson, but he threw it right to Bremner. Now Matt Schneider will have to collect for the Ice Blacks. That's stolen by Viergesov. Centering feed was looking for Webster, but that just popped over his stick, and now Stewart the other way. He'll go up towards Chalice. Chalice, great patience here, was trying to find Stewart in front, but couldn't quite get it to him. And it's played by Woodman. Now Woodman up the wall. He's hit by Schneider, but not before the puck over to Bremner, who avoided a big hit there from Jackson. And now it's Amston with the puck. He'll get across the red line so he can throw it down the length of the ice. And the Ice Blacks will go off for a change.
At this point, you got to think the Ice Blacks are just hoping to not let any more in before the buzzer.
Chipped up to center ice. It'll be Harford. Plays it to his defensive partner, Freer. Now Freer on the near side finds Strayer. Strayer will get up the ice. He'll just throw it towards the net, forcing Davis to make a save. And then finally played out to center ice, and that will do it for period one. Australia gets out strong and gets out fast and puts up a 3-1 lead here against the Ice Blacks.
Indeed, you thought that early goal by the Ice Blacks might have stung the Aussies, but they have rebounded well.
This is exactly what they were hoping for, and kind of what they've been missing in those first two games, where some of their chances didn't quite convert, but they've been able to capitalize on near everything here to open this one.
Indeed, and they've had those couple of posts as well. So you had the ping, 3 unanswered goals, the other ping. I've got to feel pretty confident about their chances coming into period two.
Absolutely. The Australian side is trying to avoid that sweep, as New Zealand has won the first 2 games of this 3-game test, and you can see that their pride is definitely on the line and they're playing like it.
Indeed. And not only that, but the 2 Ice Blacks victories, if you were not tuning into the earlier games this week, I have to say, for one, what were you doing? And for 2, those were decisive victories for New Zealand.
So let's get a recap here of how we churned out to this 3-1 opening period. So it all started with the big man, Matt Schneider. This is the potent top line here that scored just 20 seconds into the game, as a feed from Chalice was able to find an open Schneider in front, and he deflects it nicely into the top corner.
Indeed, Schneider's, we mentioned before, he's got hands that you wouldn't expect from a guy that size.
But as always, Australia was there to, they did nicely here, as Pataki put it towards the net, and Kieran Webster in that spot dangerously in front of the crease, and he deflects that one home.
Indeed, speaking of puck control, Kieran Webster, 21 goals and 21 assists in the Australian League this year.
Not bad for a 22-year-old. And then plenty of chances for Australia, as Viergesov rang one off the iron. And then Perry saw pucks from all different directions, taking one off the chin there. Australia was continue fighting as they had a power play opportunity here, throwing the pucks towards the net, and then Boyle backdoor slams it home.
Boyle on the power play from the, would you call that the Ovechkin spot?
That's, I think any spot on the rink is an Ovechkin spot, but a great spot right there. Oh, look at that flow. It's getting the power from the hair. And then Wahib Darj with a fantastic dish here to Miettinen. That was his 2nd assist on the night, and watch this magic. So just like that, the Roos take that 3-1 lead in the opening period, exactly what they needed here to get things started.
Darj and Miettinen been responsible.
You have it. It's been a pretty close battle so far. The Mighty Roos looking to answer back and take a game here. I'm joined now by Australian head coach Mate Luoma. What do you make of the effort so far from you boys?
Well, it's all 7 periods so far, been very fast hockey, and yeah, we're up now, but the game definitely is not over.
Yeah, absolutely. With the Australian power play, you guys have managed to take the chance while avoiding penalties yourself. We've seen in this series, things have started to heat up as the game goes on. How crucial is it to stay out of that box for the rest of the game?
It's absolutely crucial to stay out of the box, so yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and now Kieran Webster, he's having himself a season both in the Australian Ice Hockey League with Perth and of course here with you guys with the Mighty Roos. What makes him such a special player?
Well, he's a young guy still. He had a great season, like you said, and yeah, he should be the backbone of this team for a long time, hopefully.
Yeah, I love that. And of course, now we're seeing Dane Davis in goal. He's really answered back well after game one. What do you make of his chances of being in green and gold for 2020?
Pardon?
What do you make of Dane Davis's chances of being in green and gold for 2020?
Well, every Australian goalie has a chance, so he's here to prove himself, and yeah, see how he goes today.
Awesome. Well, Marty, thanks for your time, and good luck for the rest of the game.
Thank you.
Of course, we'll be back here from Queenstown Ice Arena for more action shortly here on Sky Sport 9 and Sky Sport Now. Welcome back to Queenstown Ice Arena here at the Trans-Tasman Challenge Series, presented by Queenstown Resort College. The Australian Mighty Roos currently up 3-1 in the first intermission. Now, earlier today, I got to catch up with Ice Blacks defenseman Stefan Absent, who actually is a second-generation Ice Black. All right, Stefan, with Australia being in, a division up from the Ice Blacks in the IHF, how does this series compare against what you would face when you play the likes of Iceland and Mexico?
It's very similar to the top teams in our division. I don't think there's too much difference between the top of our division and the lower parts or even the middle parts of theirs. It's just about the amount of mistakes you make, really. And this is such a good competition for us to know that we're up there. We're really close and being able to go up a division, so it's very exciting to play.
Yeah, now this has kind of been something I've said, I think, yesterday a bit as well. A little sense of deja vu with the Ice Blacks, taking the series after the second game, wanting to close things out. But, just like, what is the difference here? Like, you played last year as well. Is it tougher this year? I mean, arguably the Aussies sent a stronger team this year. Are you noticing much of a difference?
For sure. I think the Australians have stepped up the notch this year as well. We were talking about their regroups in the neutral zone, how quick they are, and just how good they are at passing the puck, moving the puck from side to side. And it does catch you off guard sometimes when you're playing this quality team.
Yeah.
So but it's awesome. We learn from it and we hope to get better.
Yeah. Now the awesome thing with you is you're actually a second generation Ice Black. Your dad played back in the day in the early 90s. Now, of course, the team wasn't called the Ice Blacks back then, but was that kind of always been a dream of yours to follow in his footsteps and put on the black jersey?
Yeah, I think so. When my parents moved back to Sweden, one of the coaches in Christchurch at the time told my dad that make sure that your son plays hockey and that he comes back and that he can play for New Zealand one day. So I've kind of made full circle now that I'm actually back. So.
Yeah. I love that. It's like trying to breed you in there early. That's great.
Yeah, I was 5 years old at the time, and I probably skated maybe 2-3 times, and he said, well, in 15 years you'll be back, and well, as it is, here I am.
Now, of course, yeah, you were born in Christchurch. You've spent most of your playing career over in Sweden in Division 1 and 2, and then a couple of years ago you came back home to New Zealand playing with the Sky City Stampede. How much, what's the difference there skill level wise going from Sweden to what you face here in the NZHL?
The skill level, of course, there's a few divisions above what I played, and you've got the absolute elite of hockey in the world. But in the division that I played, the top guys in the NZ would do really well in those leagues. Mm-hmm. Of course, there's more players in the league and more players that are as good as the guys down here. Yeah. So it's just a more even competition, and there's always a step up. So when you're good there's always another level to go to. As to here, we're playing the top tier. We're trying to become better, not just as a club team, but as a nation as well. Mm-hmm. So that's probably the biggest difference, to see that here we're the top tier, and Sweden is still a few steps to go.
Now, with Sweden, they're kind of known in the hockey world for producing, elite scoring defensemen. You yourself, you like to score a few goals, and I love the way you sort of see the play out there. What's in the water there in Sweden to producing so many awesome defensemen?
Oh, if I knew the answer to that, I'll be bringing it down here. But I think it's just it's a mentality of that you're playing as a team, and it doesn't really matter who scores the goals. We've always been good skaters, I know that. It's from a very early age. It's kind of a backbone of Swedish ice hockey that everyone learns how to skate, and everyone learns how to skate well. Mm-hmm. Which kind of makes sense that when you're actually choosing a position, when you may be 10, 12, everyone is actually rotating through the defensive position. Yeah. And some guys that are good skaters, they just end up staying back there. So it does take a while before you actually choose where to play. So some guys that were forwards as kids and they get a bit older, still brilliant skaters, and just decide, hey, I'm going to play D. And I think that's a big part of it, that everyone tries it out, and everyone has the same opportunity to play the position.
Yeah, we're seeing that I think a lot more in New Zealand. We're seeing guys that have traditionally played forward moving to defence. You got the likes of Kahu Joyce, Jackson Lane, and Oliver Hay on this team alone. For, say, any Kiwi kid out there, you know, if you were to pitch to them why they should play defense over, say, forward, what would you say to them?
Because you can see everything. Apart from the goalie, you can see the whole ice. You can see the play. You can carry the puck. You have a lot more time with the puck, and if you're a good skater, you're gonna have the same opportunities to score as anyone else, and you also get to throw a few big hits if you feel like it.
I love that. And you yourself, you know, you were named best defenseman at the Mexico City HHF Worlds this year. Back to back, actually. You also won it the previous year in Spain. What does it mean to you to receive an award such as that?
Oh, it's huge. Like, the first year in Spain, I didn't really appreciate it as much as I probably should have, because we just lost the deciding game for promotion to the division. I was a bit gutted for the team's sake, and I kind of couldn't take it all in. But then in Mexico this year, when we knew we weren't going to clinch that first spot, and still getting an individual award, it's huge, and it means a lot to me, and it kind of motivates me to come back every year and try to gain that promotion for a team. But it's awesome to be recognized for all the time and all the hours you put in, and it's just awesome to bring it back to New Zealand.
Welcome back to Queenstown Ice Arena. I'm Joel Rindelob. Joining me is Casey Lucas, and we have seen a lot of action here to start the first period. The Ice Blacks scored first within that first 30 seconds on a goal by Matt Schneider, but after that it was all Roos who scored 3 unanswered.
Indeed. Those 3 quick unanswered goals reminiscent of their performance in Game 3 last year. And you'll see here up on your screen, big shout out to Ted Graham on the Zamboni here at Queenstown Ice Arena.
Absolutely, not to mention some great sponsorships here for the Winter Games by Queenstown Resort College as well as Forsyth Barr.
Indeed. Where would we be here with the Winter Games NZ without the support of our sponsors and the support from the fans watching at home and those warming their bums in the seats?
Exactly. It's been a great Winter Games so far, and I'm glad that we get to cap it off with just an exciting sport like ice hockey, bringing it to the masses here in New Zealand.
Absolutely, and this is some of the highest level competitive hockey that you will see here in New Zealand as well. The Australian team normally playing one division above the Kiwis, so it's great to see that New Zealand has been able to not only hold their own, but capture the Trans-Tasman Cup again.
So Casey, who stood out for you in that first period?
I've got to say Zach Boyle. Zach Boyle for Australia. I mean, he is known for that big, heavy shot, but he's also just, you know, superb defenseman. He plays, of course, over in Adelaide for the Adrenaline. He's a former gold medal winner, actually, for the Aussie Under-18, so he has been a standout player for them for quite a while.
For me, it's got to be Wahib Darj. The great stick work on him has really shined in that first period, able to make things happen, especially on his second assist of the night, where he was able to put it through a defender's legs, do a little spinorama, make a pass from his knees where he found Miettinen for that piping in goal.
Indeed, that gorgeous feed that he gave to Miettinen. Actually, Miettinen was the one who was feeding him last night. Those two, they just have that really dynamic chemistry, and they're great fun to watch.
Exactly. And Wahib Darj, of course, with Canberra this year, had one heck of a year, putting up 54 points in just 28 games.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that he said, of course, that his favorite NHL player is Pavel Datsyuk, and sort of living up to his idol here.
For those of you not familiar with NHL ice hockey, Datsyuk is a former Red Wing forward with some just, as they say, dirty, nasty moves with the puck.
They called him the Magic Man for a reason.
Indeed. So we'll get things started here shortly in Queenstown Ice Arena, where the Ice Blacks will try to complete the sweep, but they are down 2 goals and have a lot of work yet to do.
Indeed. So for the Ice Blacks forwards, of course, we have that top line, the Stuart Schneider and Chalice line that has been generating offense all weekend long. But I have to say, look for names like Michael Atwell possibly to stand up, or, of course, as we spoke to in intermission, Stefan Amston.
Yeah, definitely a lot of depth on this Ice Blacks roster. And Michael Atwell, who came back from a shoulder injury, so he did not travel with the team last year, a new addition on the Trans-Tasman Challenge Cup this year, and he can make an impact all over the ice. A big body, not afraid to throw it around, but he's got some hands and had a really productive year for the Botany Swarm on their top line.
Indeed. And, of course, speaking of the Botany Swarm, we've got Oliver Hay playing forward at the moment. I mentioned early on that it would be interesting to see him on the forecheck, and that is right where he has been.
That's right. Also on forward is Kahu Joyce, another former Botany Swarm member who is now with the Melbourne Ice over in Australia.
Yeah, Joyce generated a couple of good looks actually for the Ice Blacks in that first period of play. He's really sneaky with that stick of his. He's great at generating turnovers. He can pick a pocket, and then he's quick enough to get the shot off.
Australia hoping for much of the same here in the second after that just massive opening period where they were able to come out hot and really start putting goals in the back of the net, something that was a bit of a trouble for them in the previous two games where they couldn't quite get over that hill. And it looks like they have definitely eclipsed it here so far in this third test between the Australian Mighty Roos and the New Zealand Ice Blacks here on Sky Sport 9.
Indeed, and the teams are going to be taking the ice now. So Logan, of course, spoke to Aussie head coach Mati Luoma, and I reckon if I'm Luoma, I'm just telling the team, you know, keep doing exactly what you're doing. They're doing it all right. Those 3 unanswered goals, that's got to be a huge morale booster.
Logan, what do you make of that interview with Luoma?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's pretty focused right now. He just really wants to get this win. And I mean, so far, we've seen some pretty tough competition from the Australians, as in fact we have throughout this series. But of course, they're really, really hungry to get this win. And so far, they're answering pretty well. Dane Davis, I think he's looking pretty calm and cool in net so far. So I guess we'll see how we go in the second period, and see if the Ice Blacks can answer back at all.
Yeah, Davis has stood tall when asked upon, other than that first goal by Schneider that he really didn't have much of a chance with. Well-placed puck there by the captain of the Sky City Stampede and assistant captain here of the Ice Blacks.
Indeed. Davis, of course, he is making his Mighty Roos debut in this tournament. He is one of the younger players on the roster, actually, or pardon me, one of the more veteran players on the roster.
Yeah, just recently got his citizenship, so he'll be competing for a roster come 2020 for the Australian Mighty Roos.
Indeed, he played over in the OHL, playing for the Kingston Frontenacs, if we've got any Canadians in the audience watching tonight.
On the other end, Rick Perry, he did let in 3 goals that period, but nothing really his fault. He was peppered with pucks, and I thought he did well to keep it out and make sure that this is just 3-1.
Absolutely. Perry, of course, always reliable.
So, period 2 is underway here at Queenstown Ice Arena. It is Mitchell Freer to get the puck here as the Ice Blacks once again start from their own zone. Now Miettinen hops on a loose puck. And then a centering feed here is still free. And just cleared out of the zone in a panic by the Ice Blacks as that puck was in a precarious situation. Hey, lucky for them, it comes right onto the goal for Davis, so he'll cover it, and we'll get a face-off just to the right of the goalkeeper.
Indeed, and that's going to be Schneider taking the draw for the Ice Blacks. Schneider, well known for his face-off work in the NZIHL.
And he wins it cleanly here to Harford. Harford tries to play it down low towards Chalice, but Dawes is on his back. And now Woodman takes a big hit from Schneider, and Schneider's able to intercept the puck. Sharp angle chance there by Stewart's blocked. And it's played up to McLeish. He just throws one that hits a defender. Now going lower towards Chalice. He'll leave it for no one in particular to go straight to Hazelhurst or the Roos. Hazelhurst trying to avoid Webster, or Liam Stewart, that is. But unable to do so. Now it's played up towards Virjasov. Virjasov is looking for Miettinen. And it's played to Herrick. Davois avoids a hit here, but Virjasov gets the puck, who always seems to have it on his stick. Plays it to Boyle. Boyle shot right on. Rebound still loose, and that's played to the far side. Now Miettinen has it. Miettinen centering feed there towards Miettinen, and the puck comes out of the zone here, but we will get a whistle as the net has become slightly ajar, and some good puckmen by the Roos to kind of get Perry moving side to side and knock that net free.
Yeah, I think pretty lucky there for the Ice Blacks to get a whistle there, because the Australians were swarming around there in Gretzky's office, trying to really get Rick Perry unstable and try and squeak another one past him.
So it'll be the Roos on the attack now. Bremner plays it down towards Virjasov. Virjasov with the puck. He'll put on the brakes. But Blake Jackson, or Kennedy, sorry, was able to steal the puck from him. Now played up to Strayer. Now Strayer with a race for the puck, but Webster is able to beat him to it. And Webster will play it back towards Boyle. Now Boyle up the ice. That's Bremner with it now. Plays it right to Virjasov, and a quick shot there just missed wide as he was trying to go top cheese on Perry. Now Nick Craig doing some work to steal the puck in the near corner. Played up towards Gavois. Tried to avoid some pressure by reversing the ice, but the Roos were able to step in front of that. Now it's Kieran Webster and Craig doing work. Finally played up to Gavois, and he gives it towards Ellis. Ellis plays it with his hand, but it goes right to Boyle, so no hand pass will be called. Now Webster across the line. He avoids a hit, and he'll just tap it into the near corner. Played up to center ice, and that's Pataki. Then a pass all the way down the ice as they were looking to string something together, but instead it will clear everyone, and it will be an icing and a face-off back in the Ice Black zone.
The Ice Blacks are just not doing a great job at the moment of clogging up those passing lanes for Australia. It seems like they're just not quite able to get there in time, always half a step behind.
This will be Newmark to take the draw here for the Roos. And he wins it straight away. Now playing it down low. It'll be Jackson to reach the puck. I'm sorry, that's Kennedy again. Some of the Ice Blacks have been switching numbers here this weekend, so we're trying to catch up ourselves. Puck squirts out towards Perry, and he'll wisely hold on, and we'll get a face-off just to his left.
Good opportunity here for the Roos with the offensive zone face-off. Now the Newmark line is, let's see here. Are they going to change it up? Yeah, they're going to change up some skaters, and they are going to get Kieran Webster back out to take that draw.
This will be Manwaring, Webster, and Salato, the offensive unit here. Jackson Lane will get it, and he'll go D to D. And that just goes over Jackson. So we have Jackson Lane D partnering with Blake Jackson. And to the far side is Jackson who'll throw it in. That's just ahead of Kahu Joyce, and it's played up and out of play with a weird deflection here off the end boards. So we will get a whistle in the Roos zone.
Indeed. So Joel, they call the second period the long change. Can you tell the audience watching at home why?
Well, this is because the goaltender switch ends, so you are now defending on the far side of the rink, opposite of your bench. And so if you can sustain some pressure here, it makes it all the more difficult for the opposing team to change, hence the long change. There's a shot and a goal. Matt Schneider taps in a gimme on the open net, and it's back to a one-goal game.
Indeed. Schneider was left all alone down there, and unfortunately for Davis, he was already far, far out of position, so all Schneider had to do was skate on in and bat that in. Matt Schneider does not miss opportunities like that.
Yeah, that was about as easy it comes for old Matt Schneider. Just the old tap, tap, taparoo, and here we go, closing the gap down to one.
And the puck was indeed not too good for its home as Matt Schneider delivers here for the Ice Blacks. Now the other way, the Roos trying to respond, but Amston is able to step up and now out to center ice. So the top line making things happen here for the Ice Blacks and keeping them in it so far as Schneider tallies his second of the night. Now the Roos out of the zone. Played it up towards Dawes. That's knocked off his stick. Tried to get through to the skates of Dart. And now he'll go on the forecheck and is played over to the far side. Hazelhurst. He'll look up ice. But is only able to find the skater Gavois, who quickly loses it. Now it's played up towards Virjasov, who creates a nice move to avoid a hit there. And then is able to find Boyle. Boyle can't do anything with it. And now it's Schneider. That's knocked off his stick, and Mietnin now with the puck. And that gets through to Virjasov. Virjasov with some space, and he once again misses the net trying to go top cheese. He's going to have to lower that a little bit if he wants to get a goal. Now at the far side, the Roos will put it back in, but they're offside, so they'll have to touch up, and they're actually just going to get a full change and some fresh legs out there.
Gives the Ice Blacks the opportunity to regroup.
Now Gavois tried to get past Virjasov, but his stick is able to get in front of that. As the puck just seems to always find Virjasov's stick. And then an offside here as Liam Webster tried to keep the puck inside the blue line, but it looks like it just popped out and he came in offside.
And Indeed. Rajasov, of course, with the Melbourne Mustangs, my AIHL team that I've been following for a few years now. They had a rough year, but it's great to see him out here representing the green and gold.
Rough year, but they were still in playoff contention for part of the season, unlike, say, Adelaide.
Oh.
Hey, now, that's a bit rough.
But we hope to see more of them in the next year. Now played on the near side. That was Ellis who had to get a stick on that. And now Ollie Hay plays it up, looking again for Ellis. Instead it's Chris Eden who tried to go through Webster, but he was having none of that. Now the near wall, Newmark and Craig were getting into it. And now it's played back towards Craig. Captain for the Ice Blacks with look up ice. But Zach Boyle's able to get a stick on that. And we have a penalty here, and a late hit is called.
Indeed, so that is going to be the Roos who will be short-handed for 2 minutes. Now we get a chance to see what this Ice Blacks power play can do.
So the Ice Blacks with their first taste of the power play here with 14:20 remaining in the second play.
Indeed, and that will be Austin McKenzie sitting for Australia. So, of course, we see the big cannons out here for the Ice Blacks. Schneider lining up to take the draw.
So the top line out with Schneider, wins it cleanly, and played up to Amston. Amston with the long shot. That doesn't get through. And it's Pataki who'll try to clear it. Instead, it goes right back to Amston. Now going lower towards Liam Stewart. Liam Stewart creeps towards the net, decides again. Now he's looking for an outlet pass. Calmly plays it down low. Now a centering feed here is blocked as Gavois was looking for Schneider in front. And it's Stewart again. Stewart over to Amston. One-timer here, didn't get much on it. And directionally nowhere near the net, so the Roos will recover and send it all the way down.
Indeed, that deflection there ended up costing Stefan Amston. Now, are they going to keep the top power play unit out for another go? Because we know these guys can take a shift that long.
And Gavois pass is just in front of Schneider. So the Roos once again getting the opportunity to clear the zone. Just 1 minute remaining on that late hit penalty. And it'll be Chalice with the puck. He'll throw it on the wall towards Ellis. Now Ellis doing a nice job to regain possession. And back to Chalice. Chalice loses it, and Woodman's there. He'll throw it all, and it does make it out of the zone. As Vierjasov doing some great work to once again find the puck. And now the other way, here's a shot, and it looks like Perry just got a piece of that to keep it up. Now Chris Eden with the puck. Canterbury not between these two countries. And that will do it for the penalty. So we're back to 5-on-5 hockey here. And now Perry's forced to play it as he had McKenzie breathing down his neck. And the Roos trying to get something going in the offensive zone. Now here's a shot and a big skate save by Perry as Mietnin was all alone in front. Now Mietnin, he tries his centering feed towards Newmark. And sends McKenzie who plays it to the point. Boyle with a long shot right on, but Perry sees that all the way and he'll hold on.
What a great flurry of action there from the Roos. That puck control, that stick work by Kai Mietnin. You cannot knock him off the puck no matter how many angles you come at him.
So a face-off will be just to the right of the goaltender Perry. Newmark will take the draw here for the Roos as they are holding on to that 1-goal lead. Now Jackson Lane will play that up towards Borton. Back at defense. Played up to Liam Webster. And he'll just play it all the way down the zone as Jackson to retreat. We'll leave it for Lane. Now Lane goes off the wall, but it's right to Webster. Now Webster with a shot right on, but Perry makes a save on that one. Now poked out to Newmark. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Naden. Naden doing some work on the far side, but Atwell hops on that. Now he's going the other way. Atwell with some fancy stick work. There's a shot right on. And a big save by Davis. Now Amston collects. He'll throw one towards the net, but that misses everything. And it's Manwaring to chase for the Roos. Plays it towards Boyle. And now Schneider using those long arms to poke the puck along and gives it over to Liam Webster. Now a shot by Amston. He was looking towards Schneider, breaking towards the net on a deflection, but could not quite connect. And then finally a little bit of pressure here by the Ice Blacks as they're trying to get something going and tie this game. The Roos will get some fresh legs out there. And now Schneider has it. He tries to find Chalice, but that was just behind his stick. Now Dawes will play it up the wall. It's Amston. He finds Chalice on the near side. Now Chalice with a little floater towards Liam Stewart. Now he's got some space. Trying to find Chalice again, but a good stick there by Woodman. And now the Roos are going the other way. All alone, it's Darge, and he scores! Wahim Darge beats Perry 5-hole, and it's back to a 2-goal game.
Whew, that was a highlight reel goal there for Wahim Darge. It is not often you see Rick Perry get beat one-on-one like that, but that was as pretty as they come, and you can see the celebration here on the Aussie bench.
Yeah, but unfortunately there for Rick Perry, kind of just beaten almost in the 5-hole there, bit sneaky. He's normally a bit stronger than that, but the Aussies, they'll take anything that they can get right now.
A great play by Darge, so he is having one heck of a game. 2 great assists and now a goal to cap that off. And more importantly, making this a 2-goal game once again for the Roos.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really great to see. We're starting to see some smiles now on that Australian bench as they're really starting to feel this game.
And let's not forget a great play by Woodman to intercept that pass, and then the long stretch right to the tape of Darge, and he made no mistake.
Indeed. Now it looks like we are going to have a goaltender change-up for New Zealand.
So I don't believe this has anything to do with Perry's play, as this is the halfway point in the game here. So they're giving both goaltenders an opportunity for some ice time.
Indeed, they have both played a game this series already. It is not often that hockey teams actually play 3 games in a row, so it's wise to let the goaltenders get some rest.
So that'll be Csaba Magos, the West Auckland Admiral goaltender, who will see the rest of this game. Now Kennedy will try to play the puck, but instead it's Kieran Webster doing some work with Bremner in the corner. And it goes to Virjasov. He just throws one towards the net as he's trying to catch Csaba, who comes in cold here, so no warm-up on his side. And instead, we have the puck thrown all the way down, so once again an icing will be called, and we'll get a face-off.
That'll give Csaba, 30 seconds to stretch his legs out.
And excuse me, this will not be an icing. It looks like the puck went into the bench momentarily from this spot, so we'll come back for the face-off here just outside the blue. And that's Pataki who throws it in. Csaba gets his first piece of the puck, and he leaves it for Craig. Now Kennedy has it. He'll find Ollie Hay, who just flips it up the zone towards Eden. Now Eden doing some work to collect the puck, but Bert Malloy's there to seal him off, and it goes up towards Craig. Now Craig with the puck, trying to find Eden down low, but a great play once again by Woodman, who then took a big hit after delivering that pass. And now Bert Malloy with it. Malloy gets that stolen from him, but luckily his defensive partner was right there to help him out. Now played towards the net. And it's Pataki. They leave it for Malloy. And it goes straight to Kennedy. Now played up towards Joyce. Joyce across the zone with some speed. Comes in from a sharp angle, puts one towards Davis, but Davis denies him at the goal mouth. Now up towards Lane. He can't quite control it. And now the Roos have some speed the other way. It's Salato. Salato with a shot right on, but Csaba makes a nice blocker save. And now Atwell the other way. Atwell. He'll leave one and a shot right on, but Davis saw that cleanly and he makes the save.
Boy, we're just playing ping pong back and forth here in Queenstown Ice Arena at the moment. You can hear the crowd is fizzing at the moment. Everyone is loving this fast, quick end-to-end hockey.
So Schneider on the top line here for the Ice Blacks will be back out there with 8:12 remaining here in the second period. Here's a shot by Liam Stewart that misses everything. And it's played over at the near blue and finally out to Chalice. played over towards Miettinen, but Freer's the first man there, and he'll play it along the wall towards Amston. Amston tries to avoid Dawes, instead throws it right to Woodman at the point. Now his shot right on, but Chaba sees that and he'll hold on.
Yeah, first real test there for Chaba as Stefan Amston is making friends with the Australians as they're trying to do everything they can to keep them away from their goalie.
It's great to see that Chaba is awake, considering it can be rough sometimes for a goaltender to start midway through a game like that, especially when they don't get a chance to stretch it out.
Absolutely, but he's been up to the challenge thus far. Now Woodman with another shot. There's a rebound opportunity and another backhander attempt by Dawes, but that goes into the far corner where Matt Schneider takes down his man. And so we'll get a face-off as the puck is underneath Miettinen. So much like a pint at that Morrison's Irish pub advertisement, Miettinen gets smashed in the corner.
And both teams going to change it up and get some fresh legs on the ice for this face-off.
Webster to take the draw here for the Roos. But instead is one right to Gareth McLeish. McLeish throws it right to Webster. There's a shot, and a rebound was loose for a second, but the Roos were unable to pounce on it. Now far side is Strayer. He tries to tap it ahead to himself, but instead Kieran Webster has it, who leaves it for Liam Webster. Now Liam with it. He finds the stick of Gavois, and Gavois was looking for Strayer, but those two were not on the same page, and it will be Kieran Webster for the Roos the other way. Now played up to Bremner. Bremner with a nice move. He comes on the net, and a big save by Chaba as he was sliding back and forth. Another shot opportunity as Kieran Webster knocked it out of midair. And he'll play it up to Virjasov. Now down low towards Webster, but that's in his feet. Comes all the way through to the near side. Now Webster has it again. He's trying to fight off McLeish. Plays it up towards Liam Webster. He couldn't hold it. Now it's chipped away. And some speed the other way. Gavois with a diving attempt, and it goes to Hay. Hay coming towards the net, and a big save by Davis as he was on his back. And now Ellis was looking for Gavois again, backdoor. And then a shot right on, and Davis will hold it as the Ice Blacks starting to get a little something going here in the second.
Yeah, it looks like there, Oliver Hay, broken stick there on that desperate play. You see that dive there from Benjamin Gavois. And then there you have it, Ollie breaking a stick. He's looking for a call, didn't quite come. But here we go. We've still got plenty of time for the New Zealand Ice Blacks to try and tie things up.
So Kahu Joyce, the defenseman, will actually be taking the draw here. You gotta imagine he's loving this opportunity. Joyce, of course, wearing the cage after taking a stick to the face in the first period, but he is a hockey player and will continue on after getting a few stitches to clear up that bloody mess. And Pataki, he'll play it towards Malloy. Now on the near wing, that's Naden who avoids a big hit there. And Pataki will keep it in. Play it down low towards McKenzie. Little give and go action here towards Naden. And now another centering feed. That finds nobody but Atwell. Now Pataki will play it up towards McKenzie. He'll just float one over towards his teammate Miettinen with a weird spinorama backhand, but Chaba was having none of that. And now Newmark will retreat here for the Roos. Newmark looking up ice. And it finally makes his way to Woodman, who just kind of swipes at it. And he'll have to come back and play it in his own zone. So now Woodman of the Perth Thunder. He's got some speed, avoids two Ice Blacks. Now going straight to the net, coast to coast here by Woodman. Unable to get a shot off, but it's a good rush there. Now Dawes with a shot right on. Rebound still loose in the slot. And the Roos are mounting pressure. Woodman again with a shot. Chaba is forced to make a save. Now Hazelhurst trying to get one through. That went off Stewart. Now Stewart's got some speed the other way. Liam Stewart from a sharp angle right on, and a big save by Davis as he stared that one in.
Ooh, that was a great one-on-one battle there between Davis and Stewart. Stewart, of course, he scored that fantastic mini breakaway goal yesterday, but Davis was up to the task.
And that's what we've seen a lot of, is the transition here, especially Liam Stewart leaking out for these passes, utilizing that speed and putting some pressure on the Roos.
Indeed, he has that hard and fast acceleration. He can go from 0 to 60 in about 2 or 3 strides.
Now played to Harford. His shot is blocked by Virjusov. Now over to Kieran Webster. Webster in the zone, puts one right on, and Shaba sees that cleanly and is able to hold on.
The Roos are just mounting shot after shot at the moment. They have been fizzing all game, and they haven't let the pressure up at all.
So it'll be a face-off to the left of Chaba here. Kieran Webster to take the draw for the Roos, as he has Virjusov and Bremner to help him out front. Now played to Virjusov. Virjusov played off the puck by Harford, which is a rarity here in this weekend. Now played back over to Virjusov. Virjusov still doing work, taking 3 defenders to try to get it from him, but he still hasn't. Now a centering feed here. Was looking for Bremner, but just past him, and now Gavois has speed the other way. Not much help, though, so he'll try to do it for himself here from a sharp angle. Puts one on net, but Davis makes a save, and then cleared out towards Virjusov.
Great effort there from Gavois to get the shot away.
Here's a center feed towards Bremner. Bremner with a shot that just missed wide, and he had a great look at that one. Now Webster has it for the Roos. Webster goes up the wall, and it's Gareth McLeish to chase. He'll try to leave one off the boards, but a nice follow-up by Webster. Webster with a shot, and a huge glove save by Chaba, and he is flashing some leather on that one.
You see the nod there to his teammates. He's like, I've got this, guys. I've got this. Now, one thing I'm seeing with the Ice Blacks, especially as the second period goes on, they're trying that stretch pass a little bit more, trying to catch the Australian defense unawares. It hasn't quite happened yet. Both Liam Stewart and Benjamin Gavois have had chances, but we'll see how that tactic goes later on.
That was one heck of a glove save by Chaba, I must say. So he has looked sharp after coming in cold midway through this period. Now McKenzie, here's another centering feed. That actually got through Chaba, and he was forced to make a nice save. Now a shot from Boyle. That doesn't get through. Instead, it's Ollie Hay the other way. Ollie Hay makes a nice move there, but loses the puck at the last second after a toe jag through the legs of Pataki. As they say, all Swedish, no finish. Now Malloy with the puck. He'll play it behind the net. Centering feed here gets through everyone. And now a race for the puck once again. It's Eden just ahead of him. And Pataki is now doing some work on him on the near end. Malloy, he'll just throw it all the way down, sensing some pressure. And that'll actually make it on net here, and Chaba Magos is forced to make a save and hold on.
Indeed, and it looks like the Roos are going to get some fresh skaters out there. They're going to get Kieran Webster and Aiden Salato back.
Salato, of course, making his debut this weekend for the Roos, and actually had a very nice goal earlier this weekend to show for it. Now played up and out of the zone. Atwell tried to center cross, goes right to the slot, still loose, and then Dane Davis reaching out to cover that one up as he was sprawling around in desperation.
Yeah, absolute teamwork there between Dane Davis and Nathan Salato, doing everything they can to try and keep the Ice Blacks out and maintain their 2-goal advantage.
Absolutely, and look at this attack here from Atwell as he charges in to try to collect his own rebounds.
It's almost a bit of a swing and a miss there by Kahu Joyce. It's almost like he's playing golf out there.
Well, judging from that, his golf game looks pretty dusty. But nonetheless, a great opportunity for him, and good job to follow up towards the net. Now Joyce still doing some work in the far corner. Played up towards Atwell, but he can't quite control.
Just me.
Now Joyce again with the puck. He'll play it back under the far side. And that's Lane who couldn't quite get to it. And now Kieran Webster trips over one defender. And then a big hit here as Atwell and Hazelhurst collide. And it's played up to Woodman. Woodman passes it over to Miettinen. Miettinen, there's a long drive that just clears wide. And it's Hazelhurst at the line. He throws it towards the net again, and a big save there as Woodman was right in front to redirect it. But Chaba once again is up to the challenge. Now Darge doing some great work to separate Liam Stewart from the puck. And he'll just gain control himself. Now Stewart trying to get it back, throwing him around. And it squirts out towards Chalice. But Hazelhurst doing a great job to recover there and push it further into the zone. And then a big hit here as the Ice Blacks finally are able to get it into the offensive zone. But instead it's Boyle with the puck. He'll play it up. And then a hit here brings it up towards Schneider. Now Schneider doing some footwork to put it on a stick, but no help here from Ice Black, so he'll wait for Stewart. Now Stewart with the puck. He'll leave it for Chalice. Chalice trying to find Schneider in front, but Hazelhurst is there to break that up, and it goes all the way down.
Great stick work there from Hazelhurst to break up that danger line for the Ice Blacks.
Now finds a stick of Stewart. Stewart with a shot, but that hits the shin pad of Liam Webster, and then a shot right on, and Davis will hold on.
And we have reached the final 14 seconds of play for period 2. So not as many goals, but that is not to say for lack of trying, and we certainly haven't been short of action here.
Absolutely not. The Roos have been really pushing the pace in this one, forcing Chaba to make some really fantastic saves here in the second half of the second period. And then Dane Davis has been strong. Now played out of the zone. Just 5 seconds left here. And then Mietinen's upended. The Roos wanting a call on that, but I don't think they're going to get it as the period expires. And now bodies are starting to fly a little bit here on the far side as they have taken exception to a late hit after the whistle. And we have some boys going at it.
Indeed, just exchanging pleasantries down there in the far side pocket. And it looks like everyone's all right, getting back up onto their skates under their own power. The officials are going to be quick to put a lid on this, considering it's a friendly test.
So the referee is doing a good job to direct traffic here as Bremner and Strayer might be exchanging a few barbecue recipes there.
Just a bit of the old how's your father. Now it definitely looks like we're going to have some penalties awarded on this. We will get back to you with the exact minutes as soon as the officials have tallied them up while the teams head to the dressing room. So regardless of how this period has ended, oh yeah, we've definitely got some bit of a fracas down there.
Just a friendly good days.
Exactly. So, scoring summary for period 2. That second Ice Blacks goal scored by Matt Schneider, and that fourth Mighty Roos goal scored by Wahib Darge.
Darge looking sharp tonight, finally having his breakout game, even though he has been contributing all weekend long.
I was going to say, breakout game, he's been fantastic all series long, but then again, he has stepped it up just that extra little notch tonight.
So the Roos, after 2 periods of play, are up 4-2 and will hope to cling on to that lead to start the third.
Indeed, and we are just going to be hopefully hearing soon on whether or not anyone is going to be starting period 3 on the man advantage. The captains here are just conferring with the officials, and we will let you know as soon as we know.
So that's Captain Nick Craig with the Ice Blacks and Liam Webster for the Roos as they get a rundown here on exactly what the referee saw.
For those who may not be familiar with the rule set that we play with, if you're watching from up in North America, IIHF rules and NZIHL rules stipulate that this is a no-fighting league.
That's right. Any punches or fight or dropping of the gloves will result in an automatic ejection. All right, let's go back to Logan where he's got a coach on standby.
Thank guys. Yes, indeed. I'm joined here by Anatoly Korozov, head coach of the Ice Blacks. Now, we've seen some get a little heated there towards the end there. The Australian Mighty Roos, they're definitely bringing it in this third game. What do you have to do to try and take control?
We just need to keep with intensity. Because, I mean, we have more players, so they started very hard. I think we have more advantage in the last period.
Yeah, and you've rolled the changes a little bit tonight. You've got Kahu Joyce, Oliver Hay. They've moved back to forward, at least just for tonight. Give them a little taste. How do you think they've gone so far?
Kaho is doing it right. Ole is probably best so far at forward in terms of physicality. Yeah, they're doing good.
Yeah, I mean, I think Oliver Hay got pretty close with a chance there. Unlucky that his stick broke, but you've been using this series as a chance to try out a few guys ahead of 2020 heading to Iceland. The only guys that have been really standing out for you in this series?
Well, that's a little bit of both. Like today, in the team that plays tonight, we have 10 players at 25 and under. So that's both. Yeah, we're kind of testing players for 2020, but also we just give some development opportunities to young guys.
Now, we've seen you swap goalies halfway through to give Chaba Margosh a go and goal after Rick Perry. Had a pretty decent start in net himself. How crucial is it to have such a calming presence in net from both of those guys?
Well, it was planned. We initially decided that if we're going to win, they'll split the third game, because for us, it's very difficult. I mean, it's very opportunity for boys to play at that level. So we just take any chance to give them as much ice time as possible. That's the only thing.
Now, of course, last night, Matt Schneider, when I spoke to him, he had a great quote that you have to earn every game that you play in the black jersey, which I thought was quite a cool sentiment itself. You yourself, coming from Ukrainian descent, what does it mean to you to see the long hours that you put into coaching pay off when you see these guys succeed?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, any coach wants to see his players to succeed, but to me, my main job is to make them a little bit better players, and that's how I see it.
Well, I mean, we're seeing that definitely. A lot of good development so far. Thanks for your time, Anatoly. All the best for the rest of the game.
Thank you.
Now, of course, we'll be back here from Queenstown Ice Arena shortly, but let's see what went down in that second period.
Thanks, Logan. Here's how the first period got underway. It was all Schneider early, as he was able to poke one in just 30 seconds into this match.
Indeed, and look at that superb playmaking ability, that setup from Jordan Chalice.
Using that long reach of Schneider to just tip this one up over the blocker of Davis, getting in great position right here. But of course, the Australian Mighty Roos came roaring back and able to do a similar type of play with Kieran Webster in front, redirecting it past Perry.
Indeed, and again, how about that pass from Pataki? We've just seen some superb passing on display here these last few nights.
And the Roos would keep the foot on the pedal here as they scored another one shortly after that. As a play right towards the net, backdoor for Boyle, and he makes no mistake.
Indeed, that was just a classic power play setup, not a hair out of position, and it pays off for Australia.
And they would continue with that, with the lovely locks and the flow, giving them the strength to carry on. And then Darge with a great feed here towards Metnet, and he goes off the bar and in.
Indeed, we have talked about Wahib Darge a few times this game, and that's because he just can't help be smack dab in the middle of play no matter what's going on.
Definitely a great game by Darge so far. Really, really making the spark happen. Now here in the second period, this was Schneider tapping home the open net here to get the Ice Blacks back within one.
Indeed, the Ice Blacks just managed to deke Davis out of position enough that Schneider had the wide open gaping net, and there was no way he was not going to bury that one.
And now there were plenty of opportunities the other way as the Roos were firing on all cylinders.
Indeed, Australia had chance after chance after chance. Rick Perry was up to the task. Now that change in nets ended up happening not due to Perry's performance at all.
No, Perry was very, very strong in goal. But then a turnover the other way. Great play by Woodman to find Darge on the breakaway, and he buries it 5-hole.
Yeah, that little break was just a beautiful setup there, and he's a confident skater. Darge is even more confident with his shots. He just waits, he waits, he waits, and he knew he had Perry beat.
A little bit of a head fake there. May froze up the goaltender Perry, giving him enough space to put that one home. But Australia was not done as they kept putting pucks toward the net, forcing Chaba Margosh, the new goaltender, to make several saves.
Indeed, Australia was sparking all period long. That 4-2 score, they ended up rounding out the period. However, that was not for lack of trying to get another one on the board.
Then here's a big glove save by Chaba Margosh. Just snatched that one out of midair. Look at this quick glove. Thing of beauty here from the goaltender. But this period did end with a little bit of a raucous, rowdy pushing back and forth as a late hit after the whistle was taken exception to by Ryan Strayer, and things got a little heated.
Indeed, Strayer is known as being one of the more fiery and passionate players on his hometown Sky City Stampede squad.
And that's what we have so far. We'll catch you in a few minutes as we take a quick break.
Kia ora, no mahara mai, and welcome back to Queenstown Ice Arena. Australia are up 4-2 as we're here in the second intermission, and now I'm joined by New Zealand Ice Hockey Federation President Andy Mills. Andy, how awesome is it to have the Winter Games NZ here every year, bringing it with Queenstown and ice hockey?
Oh, look, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic opportunity for our players to play at home. It's not an opportunity we get very often, so it's a great It's fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, and how proud are you of the Ice Blacks being able to successfully defend their title against the Mighty Roos here?
Yeah, extremely proud. Always up against it, against Australia. Great Trans-Tasman battle. But yeah, they've done extremely well.
Now, obviously, as I mentioned in the pre-game, New Zealand has come a long, long way when it comes to facing Australia in any kind of international hockey. With the skill level improving there in both men's and women's hockey for New Zealand, what do you think are some of those key contributing factors?
Well, it starts at an early age. It's a long-term game where we start from a very young age, and skill development is key, and it's right through the age groups.
Now, we're seeing, you mentioned the kids there. Now, I'm just wondering, anyone out there, any kids that have been watching this and they're getting hooked on the speed, the skill and physicality of the sport, something that, we had Bert Haynes on last night and he said it's a game designed for Kiwis. Aside from Queenstown, where else can we play hockey here?
Well, actually all over the country. We've got 10 rinks across the country. We've got some fantastic volunteers in Auckland Ice Hockey Association, Canterbury Ice Hockey Association, and the Southern region. And new to the game is Wellington. They've joined the Federation this year with a brand new rink, and it's very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been down there to the Frosty spot there in Seaview. They're in the Lower Hutt. They're part of the Wellington region. Doing awesome stuff there. Rob Blitz and the crew doing everything they can. And, of course, you've got Luke Turner there who has been forming that foundation there with the Federation. Now, this is a question that I get a lot, and I want to hear it from the man himself. How far away could you see the NZHL expanding to have a Wellington team?
Wow, the sooner the better, in my opinion. We've got some very passionate people in Wellington. It'll be fantastic to see over the next few years.
Now, of course, the season is winding down for 2019 with this game. What have been some of the highlights for you?
Well, bringing home to Queenstown, winning this championship again, it's been fantastic.
And, of course, we had the Ice Spoons on the other night. They've done incredibly well.
Yeah.
And I feel like, once again, I've been saying this, it's a bit like deja vu, where we're seeing these guys and our girls, of course, they're so close to hitting that ceiling and getting to that next level.
Yeah.
What have they got to do to get there?
Pretty much putting our number one team on the ice, and it comes down to funding. Funding is a huge issue. All our men and women pay a lot of money to attend the Worlds, and it's a lot of incredible people that make the effort to make it.
And of course, lastly, as the Ice Blacks and the Mighty Roos hit the ice for this third period, what's on the horizon for New Zealand ice hockey that we can look forward to?
Growth, big growth. We're looking at learn to play. Our grown new kids playing the sport. That's our number one priority.
Awesome. Yeah, future, it's all about the kids. Andy Mills, thanks for your time. New Zealand Ice Hockey Federation President. Now take it back to the commentary box with Joel Rindelove and Casey Lucas for the remainder of the game.
Thanks, Logan. We are back here at Queenstown Ice Arena where we're going to get some third period action. And so far, it's been the Mighty Roos with that lead 4-2.
Indeed, so 4-2, but again, a couple of posts, and they have just been hammering the New Zealand goaltenders with shots. This, if it weren't for the spectacular goaltending of Csaba Karasamagos and Rick Perry, I would say this could easily be more like a 5-2 or a 6-2 game.
Oh, and that is for sure. And credit to Csaba coming in cold midway through that period and shutting the door on the Roos with several opportunities and flashing that leather in the process.
Indeed. Now, if you are not familiar with ice hockey, 4-2 is a big lead in some sports, if you're more of a soccer fan, but 4-2 in ice hockey with teams that have a talent level at this particular caliber, it's nothing. These Ice Blacks could pop out here and score 3 goals in quick succession, just like Australia did in the first, and then they would be right back on top. It is truly anyone's game.
In fact, some people refer to the 2-goal lead as the most dangerous lead because the next goal has a heap of momentum.
Absolutely, and you will see the Ice Blacks are certainly going to be starting out with their offensive dynamo top line,
which will feature Liam Stewart, number 2 in the black. And funny enough for him, he has been showing some playmaking ability, having 6 assists so far in this Trans-Tasman Challenge, despite only having 8 all year for the Sky City Stampede. And we are underway here to start the third period. A 4-2 lead, and now Darge with an open spot. He puts one through and he scores. Well, Darge with a great deke, and he finds the back of the net to make this a 5-2 game.
We were talking about how he has been the man to watch, and he must have hurt us somehow.
So that's 2 goals for Darge to accompany 2 assists, and he has a part in almost every single goal here for the Roos.
Indeed. Darge, of course, playing for the Canberra Brave. He is playing in, this is his 43rd game with the national team, so he is one of the seasoned vets of the Aussie squad.
And a great move there with a back and forth deke that got Chaba to bite, and just an easy tap home for him. So that's how the Roos wanted to start this period, extending that lead to make it 5-2, and they have the momentum square in their corner. Now the Ice Blacks will put it in deep, and Davis there will leave it for Woodman. Now to the far side, that's Virgie. Slide it all the way down, out of harm's way. Now Schneider with the puck. He'll go over towards Chalice. Chalice with plenty of space here as some of the Roos are going off for a change. Now played over towards Gav Wall. There's a shot from Harford that deflects up and out. And Boyle will get it here for the Roos, and he'll just clear it all the way down. That's picked off by McLeish. Played over to Harford, but Webster gets a stick on that. And now it's behind the net for the other Webster. Instead, it's Chris Eden with the puck. We'll give it to Gav Wall. Gav Wall leaves it for McLeish. Now McLeish with a centering feed. He couldn't find his man, and it's up towards Harford. Now the near side back to McLeish. Trying to find Eden, but he just gets into the zone ahead of the puck, so we will get a whistle and offside call here.
Rough break there, considering that was shaping up to be a nice zone entry. Now there is only 4 seconds remaining on those matching roughing penalties to Ryan Strayer and Jonathan Bremner. So 4 seconds of 4-on-4 remaining, and then we'll be back to evens.
Ellis will take the draw here, and it goes right to Bert Malloy, who plays it over to Pataki. Now Kieran Webster avoids a big hit there from Ollie Hay, and he'll regain control of the puck. Plays it down low towards Virgisov, who once again is able to find possession right onto his stick. We usually say we keep the puck on a string, but I think it'd be perhaps more appropriate to call it on a boomerang here for the Aussie. There's a shot and a goal. Bremner puts it home from the top of the slot, and we have opened things up to a 6-2 game.
Indeed, Bremner fresh out of the penalty box, so he was nice and rested, and he was just able to bobble that puck up and over Chaba's glove. You can see Chaba thought he made the save.
A little bit of a knuckle puck, it looks there. For those of you that have seen D2, the Mighty Ducks, it is a real phenomenon here in ice hockey, where the puck will have a non-direct trajectory and bobble back and forth. And I think that's what happened to Magos as he hurt Malloy on his back. And Malloy does a nice job to seal him off, but brings him down. Looks like his stick got a little bit too caught up under the feet, and we'll have a high sticking call here on Malloy, and the Ice Blacks will go on the power play.
Indeed, so an early period opportunity for New Zealand to claw one back. New Zealand, of course, has had success on the power play this tournament thus far.
And if they want to get back into this game, this is exactly the place where they got to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can definitely see that stick contact as they were grinding it out in the corner there.
An inadvertent high stick by Malloy, but a high stick nonetheless. So the Ice Blacks will go on the power play here. But finally a little breathing room, and now Liam Stewart has the puck. Stewart skates it into the zone. He avoids Woodman. Plays it up top to Amson. Amson with a shot that didn't quite get through as that hit Schneider's skate in front. Now Amston with control again.
We're going to change up their power play units.
Then a long pass here finds Virgisov. Virgisov goes back and forth and buries it on a nice move. Short-handed to make this a 7-2 game.
I cannot believe that is actually his first goal this game, considering how much he has just been all over the ice. Vadim Virgisov.
Bring it on.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, there's a few Aussies in the crowd there. You see them there on that far right corner of the camera net right now. They are fired up, and they are loving the fact that they're hit by this much.
The Aussies are definitely getting their share of goals. After the bounces weren't going their way in the first 2 games, everything is coming up Australia here. And then Ollie Hay is unable to play the puck in the net. And it's once again the Roos the other way, looking for Naden on the one-timer, but a nice play by Craig to get back into the play and break that up. Now Craig, with plenty of space, will just skate it up himself. And he'll try to leave that for Freer, but Newmark was got in front of that. Now Woodward takes a hit and throws it all the way down the ice, but it was touched by the Ice Blacks, so no icing will be called. Excuse me, that was a penalty kill, so you are free to ice the puck all the way down on the penalty kill, of course. But here, back when we're to even strength, this will be an icing call.
And we're going to walk that all the way back down for a face-off in the Ice Blacks zone. Ice Blacks just can't seem to get their rhythm going at the moment. Everyone just seems a little bit off compared to everyone else. Passes aren't connecting, defenders aren't quite syncing up.
And it all started with just 20 seconds into this period. Wahid Darj on the breakaway really broke things open and shifted the momentum squarely in the favor of Australia. Now Atwell has it for the Ice Blacks. He'll play it over towards Lane. And off the wall looking for Joyce. But instead it's the Roos who play it back into the zone. Now Jackson throws a bouncing puck all the way down the ice for Woodman to corral. He spins off Joyce and will skate it up himself. Stewart's able to chip it away from him, but only temporarily, as Woodman, nice control here. Centering feed was looking for Webster, but it hit off a skate on goal and making Chaba keep that one out.
Ooh, those can be dangerous little deflections there for a goaltender, because of course a goal, if you're not familiar with the way it works here in ice hockey, a goal still counts if it deflects in off a skate, even if it's your own player. The only thing that would negate it is a distinct kicking motion.
Now Schneider trying to get through 3 defenders, but was unable to do so. And we're back the other way with Miettinen trying to get the puck. Now it's played up towards Strayer, but it's deflected right to Gavois. Now Gavois, there's a shot right on, but that goes off the stick of Boyle and played behind the net. Now Virjasov, and then a second hit by Virjasov, and it looks like Virjasov is going to get called as the puck was nowhere near Hay on that second hit.
Yeah, great play there by Oliver Hay. He's no stranger to either taking a hit or dishing them out. Great effort there to really draw a penalty and try and claw one back here.
Without a rest day, but you cannot get guys like Matt Schneider and Liam Stewart off the ice, so here we go for one more power play for the Ice Blacks.
No, these guys are absolutely in love with the sport. You can't blame them. They'll get up there any chance they get. Now Schneider's taken out in front. There's a shot opportunity by Liam Stewart that just misses.
See it right there. Good call by the ref.
Indeed, and that is going to be Rob Hazelhurst.
Down low to Stewart. Stewart finds Amston at the slot. He shoots at a gate, and he kept it out.
Their entire time on defense, and that 5-on-3 has just about expired with only 8 seconds remaining.
So here's all into the Ice Black zone. That's Gavois behind his own net. He'll play it up towards, and he finally gets it towards the net. And Amston will control, but he loses that straight away. Now Dawes with a one-time shot, and he scores! Hayden Dawes at least gets something together here in the final 8:26 as Freer is thrown to the ice, and the Aussies are not holding back in the least. Now played over towards Woodman. Woodman tries to hit Darge. And instead it's Dawes who gets it. Clearing attempt failed there. There's a shot by Gavois on a rolling puck as he couldn't quite get much of it. And then it's played up and up. Miettinen trying to get around Harrop. The turnover here is now Strayer the other way. Strayer from a sharp angle shot. A big save by Davis as he held tight against that post.
That was a sneaky little play there from Ryan Strayer.
Time. Bert Malloy will play it up the ice. He was looking for Bremner. That was too far ahead of him. And now back towards Kennedy. Now pass just out of Kennedy's reach, so he'll just throw it up.
Looking a little skittery at the moment. Australia getting a lot of looks at the net.
8-2 the lead here for the Mighty Roos of Australia. And Newmark takes the draw, trying to get it towards Boyle. Instead it goes to Webster. His shot doesn't quite get through. And now it's Joyce with the puck. He absorbs a hit from Naden. And then another hit on McKenzie. Shot right on, and Chaba once again has to make a save.
Snapping it up quickly. The Roos just, they just haven't let up basically all game. From that initial goal that caught them a little bit off guard, they have firmly controlled the pace of play for the entirety of this game.
Yeah, they have not been denied here in the third or throughout the whole game, putting up 8 goals, which is a huge number of points to score in an ice hockey match. Now behind the net, it's Lane to chase. Try to play that one up towards Vortinov. And then back into the Ice Black zone, it's Jackson to collect. Jackson over to Joyce. Joyce goes cross ice, but that's deflected. And played by Webster down low towards Manwaring. Salato, he'll play that towards Boyle. Boyle's shot is right on, and Chaba once again makes a save.
Bit of a drifter there, but Chaba Magash had his eyes on it. That would have been Boyle's second of the game.
You can tell the Ice Blacks are a little bit of shell-shocked here, as the Roos have had the pedal to the metal all game. Now Amston for the Ice Blacks. He'll skate it up the ice. That's knocked off his stick. And then picked up by the Ice Blacks the other way. Nice move there by Freer. He was finally knocked off the puck. And it will be Dawes who gets it. Dawes over to Miettinen. Miettinen with a little centering feed. But Chalice is there to stand in front of that. Now he's got speed the other way. Chalice looking for a centering feed. Catches Schneider trailing, but he couldn't get a shot off. And there's actually going to be a penalty here, as it seemed like Hazelhurst or another Roo was hooking Schneider from behind. So extra attacker out as Chaba goes to the bench. And we'll play 6-on-5 until the Roos touch the puck. Ellis has it. He's knocked off the puck, and there we go as Darge touches it. We will get the whistle. And a power play here for the Ice Blacks.
Another opportunity for the Ice Blacks to regain some of that lost ground here. You can see where the hook comes in on Schneider. It's an easy call to make. Schneider, of course, when he's streaking in, he is fabulous at drawing penalties for the Sky City Stampede in the NZIHL because he's just so fast and so big, you can't stop him and you can't miss him.
So that was Wahib Darge who took that penalty. So he'll sit on the bench for 2 minutes and feel shame. Now Chris Eden has that pop off his stick, and it goes right to Hay at the point. And now a nice play by Virjasov to avoid Eden, and now avoid Strayer as well. And just calmly play it back across ice and finally all the way down by the Roos. Bremner's the first one there, though. As he was able to beat Craig there. Now 1-on-3 for the Roos, and Bremner doing work to eat up some time here on the penalty kill. Strayer has it now with some speed. He'll leave it towards Eden. Now a shot by Ellis right on. Rebound was loose for a second, but Davis hops on that.
Smart work there by Davis to race out and gobble up that puck because he had Strayer barreling down on him like a freight train.
So Davis has answered the call so far here in the third, and we'll get that top power play unit back out for the Ice Blacks with the ever dangerous Matt Schneider to take the draw here. And he wins it. With a great play there by McKenzie to break it up. And it's Newmark will just throw it in the far corner. Amston's the first one there. He'll put on the brakes and slow things down. Still with control of the puck. Then a one-timer here by Amston, and that misses everything. Rebound was coming over to Gavois, but he couldn't get much wood on it. It's cleared down by the Roos with just 30 seconds remaining on this power play for the Ice Blacks.
Indeed, that's enough time for one more offensive zone rush if they can get things gelling.
Schneider now for the Ice Blacks. He brings it into the zone. Now up top he finds Chalice. Chalice puts one towards the net that deflected off Webster's stick and calmly gloved out of midair by Davis.
Davis is in the zone right now.
Definitely seeing the puck well and has been in great position to make saves even when he hasn't had the best view of it.
Yeah, exactly. He's had some of those big bodies screening him all night, and it does not seem to be making a difference at all.
So Ellis to take the draw here for the Ice Blacks. Just played behind the net for Hazelhurst. Now Strayer trying to make something happen. It goes up to Craig, but he couldn't control that. And finally just chipped out of the zone, where Chaba will be forced to play it as Hazelhurst was right in front of him. Hazelhurst throwing the body around. And now Darge has it. Darge a breakaway here for the hat trick. Instead tries to dish it off for Dawes, and we will get a penalty here as a hooking call was impeding his progress.
Indeed, that was, like you mentioned earlier on this game, Joel, sometimes there is a penalty that you feel like you almost have to take, and that would have been practically a sure goal.
But a selfless play on Darge to give up the opportunity for the hat trick, trying to get a sure goal for Hayden Dawes. But instead, we will have a power play opportunity with just 3:07 remaining here in the third period. It's Miettinen. Big hit here by Jackson as he is sandwiched against the wall. Now over towards Webster. Webster has it. He throws one towards the net as he was trying to hit Dawes streaking towards the house. Now Webster has in his own zone. They play it up towards Dawes. Now Miettinen. Miettinen trying to go through his legs, but Jackson Lane wasn't having any of that. Just played out to center ice. Now played over towards Miettinen.
Penalty to Nick Craig, so plenty of time for the Roos to pad out that lead yet further.
And Australia making their case here in the third game that they very, very easily could have taken this Trans-Tasman Challenge Cup if things would have gone their way in the first two. Big save there by Chaba on a blast from Malloy. Now played on the far wall.
Easy front, boys, easy front.
Now Pataki trying to get one through, but that, he throws one towards the net and misses everything, and that actually comes straight out of the zone to center ice. Just 25 seconds remaining on the power play here for the Roos, and they are in full control.
Stick down.
Now there's a feed towards Woodman. Woodman tries to get one through, but Strayer got a piece of that and actually broke a stick, and now a goal somehow finds its way through from Woodman, and it's 9-2 Roos.
Well, we were wondering if Jamie Woodman was going to be back in this tournament after he took that massive hit yesterday.
Now Chalice on the far side. That's Ollie Hay. Tries to stand up his man. Now played towards Ellis. That was Chris Eden who just lost control of the footing, and now Woodman will play it up the zone. Now played in towards Ollie Hay. He's the first one there with two players coming down on him. Now up to Craig. That just goes off his skate to Kieran Webster's stick. Webster one-on-one here. There's a shot that was looking short side, but Chaba was there, and we will get a face-off.
You have seen the Roos pull that play a few different...
A full 10 goals. But time is winding down here with just 10 seconds remaining. Here's Virjasov over to Boyle. Australia still attacking fiercely here. Looking back door, but that's broken up by Jackson Lane. And
indeed, 9-2 is an almost unheard of margin for victory in ice hockey. That's just an incredible comeback effort there by the Roos. They were not going to let
them to avoid the sweep. And also congrats to the Ice Blacks for taking home that Trans-Tasman Challenge, which was clinched last night.
Indeed. So, of course, it was a 3-game sit-down, a much more steady and secure victory when they took that one 5-3. Let's wind you back through the way tonight's game went.
So here's how the third period started, and it happened quick as Wahib Darj makes a nice move to cut in between the defenders, dekes out Chaba and puts in the backhander to really set the tone here in the third period.
Yeah, Wahib Darj was the man to watch for Australia, and able to just bobble and bounce up and over Bagash's glove.
Yeah, a bit of a drop shot. As you can see, it kind of takes a little bit of a curve on it, and Chaba was unable to track it. After that, we finally saw Vadim Virjasov enter the score sheet with a great 1-2 backhander here to beat Chaba.
Indeed, that was some great stick work there. That was practically a shootout goal.
Impressive work from the Roos all around as they had a few breakaways to work with. But there was a chance here for the Ice Blacks to get something going as 2 penalties were taken back-to-back.
He's not one to leave home next tournament.
Just after that, we saw a goal by Hayden Dawes as he just calmly throws this one off 2 posts into the back of the net. Plenty to smile about here for the Australian Mighty Roos as goals were coming easily in the third period.
Indeed, this was a big effort there from Jamie Woodman, handing off to Bert Malloy through the legs of his teammate to get them that 9th goal.
Went through the legs of everyone, including Chaba himself. So that was it. 5 goals in that third period give us a 9-2 victory, a decisive win for the Roos. They're all smiles, they're happy, and we have ourselves a great Trans-Tasman Challenge weekend.
Indeed, and now they are going to be presenting the Trans-Tasman Challenge Cup. So, of course, New Zealand secured the series victory yesterday. The Roos were playing with pride tonight, but I think their cups are just about overflowing with pride at this point, Joel.
Yeah, both teams have a lot to be happy with this weekend. And finally, the Roos were able to break free in the third. And we have a bit of an interesting situation here where the New Zealand Ice Blacks are handed a trophy after a terrible loss.
Indeed, it is not often that you get to walk home with hardware after losing 9-2. And they are awarding the New Zealand Man of the Match award to Oliver Hay.
Great job by Ollie Hay, who is naturally a defenseman but played some forward for this game and actually did a nice job on the forecheck, throwing his body around and trying to make something happen for the Ice Blacks, although not much was doing in their favor.
Indeed, and no surprise to see that Australia's Man of the Match award is going to Wahib Darj.
Darj with a phenomenal game here. 2 goals, 2 assists, really a threat all over the rink, making things happen.
Has awarded an MVP for the series. The team MVP for Australia, number 23, Robert Hasselhurst.
So the weekend MVP for the Roos will be the defenseman Hasselhurst, who had a fantastic weekend, and I think that is a great call as he was all over the ice, making things happen himself, an offensive defenseman, and his presence was felt.
Indeed. Now, a fun fact about him, he actually grew up playing inline hockey and transitioned to ice.
And then on the other side, the tall guy, the athletic super freak, Matt Schneider, takes home MVP honors for the New Zealand Ice Blacks, and I think that's a great call as he was making goals happen here for the Ice Blacks.
Indeed, he had 6 goals this tournament, 2 a game. You can't be unhappy with that level of production.
And he was making it happen, whether wrist shots from deep or going hard to the net to make those hard-nosed plays happen.
Indeed, he is a versatile player.
Number 4 for New Zealand, Matt Schneider.
Schneider will also take weekend MVP, so he was given the top player on the ice this weekend, helping those Ice Blacks defend their Trans-Tasman Challenge Cup.
Indeed, the NZIHF has got to be thrilled that he has finally got himself a Kiwi passport. They are not going to be letting him go anytime soon.
I would like to now introduce the Honorable Phil Twyford, Minister of Major Events, to have a short statement in the closing of this tournament.
And now we'll be just getting some closing remarks from the Honourable Phil Twyford.
Kia ora tātou. Good evening, everybody. It's my honour tonight to close the Winter Games, but first I want to thank and congratulate both teams in the Trans-Tasman Challenge for an amazing night of ice hockey. It's been a spectacle, and I want to congratulate for tonight's match our cousins from across the ditch. Well done, Australia, for tonight, but I also want to congratulate New Zealand for winning the Trans-Tasman Challenge. It's been amazing being here in Queenstown and Central Otago. It's such a fantastic part of our country, and the Winter Games showcase what an extraordinary place this is. It's an amazing forum for our athletes. It brings people from all over the world, and I want to acknowledge the amazing work of the Winter Games Trust in building such a successful event that showcases this place and our amazing athletes. And the government of New Zealand is so happy and so proud to have been a part and able to assist in the development of the Winter Games. So congratulations to all of the athletes who have been successful, and all those who have participated over the last couple of weeks. Thank you and good night.
Great speech there by Phil Twyford to really commend this whole Winter Games staff who have done such a great job here putting this together and giving you all the action that you see here today.
Absolutely. This event has grown by leaps and bounds in the last few years. I've been in Queenstown for 11 years now, so I've had time to see it grow, and we are now going to be having the voice of Tanya Pym grace us for the Champions National Anthem.
Thanks for watching. Let's check in with Logan and see what he's got on the sidelines.
Thanks for that, Joel and Casey. Congratulations to the New Zealand Ice Blacks for once again taking home the Trans-Tasman Challenge Series, of course, presented by our good friends at Queenstown Resort College. Now, to wrap things up, firstly, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been tuning in all over the world and on Sky Sport 9 and Sky Sport Now here in New Zealand. And I'm joined by Chief Executive of the Winter Games New Zealand, Martin Toomey. It's been such a fantastic celebration of snow and ice sports here in Queenstown. What have been some of your highlights of this?
Look, for me, the amazing thing is, 26 events over 6 venues, 17 days, 700 athletes, 40 countries. You just can't do better than that. We really do turn on a world-class event at home. Huge thanks to QRC and all the sponsors for what they did for us in 2019. And we just can't wait to look forward to what happens in 2020 and beyond.
So that will do it from us here on Sky Sports.